I am the only one who possibly can. You're not the real heroes. I'm the real hero.
Holy, look at all this damage!
Where? Where? Where, Dwight?
Seems like you already know where.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I. I believe that until proven guilty, every man, woman, and child in this country is innocent.
Now is left to me to deal with him. You can't. If you try to interfere, this becomes a much simpler matter. I will kill your wife. I will kill your son. I will kill your infant daughter.
But for now, we're going to look at a slightly different system that doesn't just affect the moment of death, but the moments before death. Something that makes combat more grounded, horror more horrifying, and sacrifices all the more heroic. Picture a movie fight scene between a hero and villain. They're clashing blades, dancing back and forth, parrying, dodging, blocking, keeping up with each other's advances, surprising each other with new techniques and strategies, until finally, one of them lands a devastating blow. It's not just a graze on the arm, it's not just a smack on the chest. It's 0 HP. When using the point of no return system, we want to draw attention to this moment of the fight, to make that hit extra cinematic and weighted and affect the decisions that your players are going to make when they are given that critical choice of staying down or getting up.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
So with that, let's go ahead and dive into our first build, the level 5 Blighted Warden.
In the shadowed underbrush of the ancient forest, where the line between decay and growth blurs, the Blighted Warden moves unseen. A spectral guardian at the crossroads of life and death, melding the Gloomstalker's mastery of darkness with the Circle of Spores' eerie command over fungal life. They are the embodiment of nature's unchecked, wild ferocity. With each arrow knocked from their twisted, spore-infested bow, they strike with the precision of night and the inevitable spread of decay. A silent protector of the natural order's darker, untamed side.
So there we go, there's our thematic intro.
I have to finish the story.
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard? Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
In Avatar: The Last Airbender, it is done so well. But here's the thing. It grows to be more in depth. The spirit world becomes a thing, and it grows even more in depth after that. More layers get added on more layers, right? Not everybody in the Earth Kingdom is good. Not everybody in the Water Tribes. They're not all underpowered, right? Because the Northern Water Tribe is so strong. And not everybody in the Fire Nation is evil. The layers continue to be added the longer the story goes on. In your campaign, do that. Most people have a hard time starting a campaign because they don't know where to start. They think they need 7 kingdoms, hundreds of houses, thousands of NPCs. No! Stop! You don't need that. What you need is one town, one place, 4 or 5 NPCs, and an inciting incident.
What a joke! I worked my ass off to get where I am. And you take these shortcuts and you think suddenly you're my peer? You do what I do because you're funny and you can make people laugh? I committed my life to this.
Every day I wake up and I hope you're dead. Dead like if I can guarantee Henry would be okay. I'd hope you get an illness and then get hit by a car and die.
In this video, we're going to talk about secondary objectives, a way to make your combat encounters spicy, delicious, fantastic. Secondary objectives enhance combat in D&D to an exponential degree. Let's go ahead and dive into number 10. Rescue missions. Task your players with rescuing an NPC or retrieving an item during combat. It will help add layers of urgency and potentially even a moral dilemma. My favorite example of this is instead of sending the players to kill the goblin camp that may raid the village, right? That's a consequence. Sometimes that's good enough. The goblins abducted the blacksmith. And now they need to save the blacksmith and kill the goblins. It's a secondary objective that spices things up.
You people should be thanking Christ that I am who and what I am because you need me. You need me to save you. You do. I am the only one who possibly can. You're not the real heroes. I'm the real hero.
Holy, look at all this damage!
Where? Where? Where, Dwight?
Seems like you already know where.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I. I believe that until proven guilty, every man, woman, and child in this country is innocent.
Now is left to me to deal with him. You can't. If you try to interfere, this becomes a much simpler matter. I will kill your wife. I will kill your son. I will kill your infant daughter.
But for now, we're going to look at a slightly different system that doesn't just affect the moment of death, but the moments before death. Something that makes combat more grounded, horror more horrifying, and sacrifices all the more heroic. Picture a movie fight scene between a hero and villain. They're clashing blades, dancing back and forth, parrying, dodging, blocking, keeping up with each other's advances, surprising each other with new techniques and strategies, until finally, one of them lands a devastating blow. It's not just a graze on the arm, it's not just a smack on the chest. It's 0 HP. When using the point of no return system, we want to draw attention to this moment of the fight, to make that hit extra cinematic and weighted and affect the decisions that your players are going to make when they are given that critical choice of staying down or getting up.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
So with that, let's go ahead and dive into our first build, the level 5 Blighted Warden. Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to Roll with Advantage Live, or if you're watching this after it's been posted, welcome back to just normal, what you've been experiencing. Let's go ahead and roll the intro and dive in.
I'd like to welcome you to the world of Evrand.
The Seekers of Insanity.
natural 20! I told you to leave me alone. I could do this.
I wanted us to live and I wanted him dead.
I am so happy to see you.
Every party needs a pooper.
Raise the blade!
John, are you having fun?
I would like to welcome.
And we're back. Take it away, John.
Welcome back to the Tales of Evrand. Let's not dilly-dally any longer and dive right into the session. But of course, before the session, we do summaries. And summaries around here are done a little bit differently. Joe does the summaries. So Joe, back to you.
Wonderful. All right. Yes, of course. Allow me to explain further about what happened last time. In my summary that is right here in front of me now.
Whenever you're ready, bud.
Book 9, Chapter 2, Vestiges and Vows. Gratz, the Demon Lord, showed up unexpectedly, warning us that the Demogorgon plans to attack. He promised to figure out where Demogorgon is launching his attack from, and leaves us to prepare. We took a rest, and the next morning our preparations began. We sent members of the Order of the Lotus to watch the Demogorgon's rift to the Abyss, ensuring that we would be alerted if he started to march on the material plane. Enid, Yursa, and Gak reached out to their respective deities, Sehanine, Melora, and Ayun. We read up on various artifacts related to the gods. Ayun's artifact could be on Rainbow Isle or south of Ciri. Melora's artifact, the Cloak of the Wild Heart, is buried in the Evergreen Forest east of Eldon. There is a plate armor from Paylor, currently in the hands of a merchant lord in Shredina, a sword of Bahamut, located in his main temple in Eldon, a bow from Cord that shoots holy bolts of lightning and is potentially causing great storms in one of the seas around Evrand. Wrist cuffs that belong to Corellian, currently worn by the Queen of Eldon. We decided to head to Eldon first. Gideon spoke privately with the Queen, explaining our dire situation. With a promise to keep the wrist cuffs safe, she handed them over to Gideon. Using Yursa's magic, we traveled via plants to Wodale, and then journeyed to Mirror Lake. Upon our arrival, we noticed other footprints. Clearly, we weren't alone. As we ventured further, we discovered many dead bodies, their throats cut, all dressed in the same clothing. We solved a few puzzles, piecing together the story of the Raven Queen and Basil in her first life. After completing the final puzzle, a creature appeared out of thin air, claiming we weren't worthy. Gat quickly recognized this as a servant of the Raven Queen. Realizing who Basil was, the creature, a revenant, apologized profusely and allowed us to proceed. We came upon a tomb with the inscription in Sylvan, "Here lies Cassandra Alanthor, daughter of Delilah Alanthor, first champion of the Raven Queen." It appeared to be the tomb of Basil's first life. Basil took the crown from the tomb, reclaiming the vestige from her past life and once again crowning herself as a champion of the Raven Queen.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you for that, Joe. So, diving back into the game. In the Champion's Tomb. Where's my Muzak? I guess not. I don't know where I put it. We're rusty around here, guys. Couldn't find it. And this isn't even the right one. As we dive back into the game, all of you surrounding the open sarcophagus of Basil's first life, Cassandra. Basil now obtaining the vestige of the Raven Queen, the Death Matron's diadem. All of you stand within this tomb, and the next decision is up to the party. Where are you heading? And where are you going next? As all of you venture out of the tomb, are we using any teleportation magic to get out there, or are we kind of just going the way we came in?
I mean, I think we can just go the way we came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What time of day is it?
Yeah.
Probably about midday at the time. You guys got here early in the morning because of transport via plants.
I do. Rian, as we're walking out, would say, I think next, if it's all right with all of you, I think we should head to Shradina and retrieve the plate. I have an idea that may help in securing it easier, and if we have to search for the cloak for Melora, looking to Yrsa, hopefully finding the plate near Shradina will be a bit easier. However, I think that heading back to the keep would probably be the safest bet for tonight, and then tomorrow morning heading to Shradina to search for the plate. I have something I'd like to do, but I need to. I'd like to do it at sunset, preferably somewhere safer than this. I have no idea who those cloaked figures were down there, but I'm assuming they weren't allies. So, safe
May
to
I
assume
ask
there
what
may
your
be.
idea for the plate is? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, safe to assume there might be more coming. The idea that I have is to commune with Paylora. I don't anticipate them to say anything in earnest, but my goal is to reach out, explain our situation, same as you did to the Queen, Gideon, and ask him to give the individual currently wearing the plate some type of premonition or vision in his sleep. Some type of warning of an individual coming that he should either give it to or that they should receive it. Granted, interaction with the man who currently owns it was very brief, but I mean, if he's holding an artifact and doesn't know it and suddenly gets a premonition from a god, then if we go and ask him for it, it might be a little easier to get it.
Sounds like a fine idea to me.
I think that's a great plan.
Well then, unless we want to hang out by the beach for a bit, we could probably just head back.
I think we're lucky to have had this time.
Well, sounds like we should port glass back to our keep then.
Sure.
Gets it all ready to go.
Okay. So, port glass opened. The mirror portal in front of you joined mirror on the wall. As you walk through, you get back to Stormhold Keep, which is somewhere.
Well, you said, John, that it's like midday right now, right? By the time that we got back, we'd get there and like read, look at the sun, and well, wait a minute, now might be the better time to do it. Sun god and all, midday might be better than sundown.
As you do return, you do notice that the moon that has been prevalent, this very purple hue, it's still there, but it has definitely died down significantly at this point. You can kind of see it very far in the distance, as it, you know, when you can kind of see the moon during the day, it's a very small little circle. You can see it, it's still giving off this purple hue, but the sun is out and taking up most of the light.
Okay. So, yeah, when we get back, Rian would gather a few things from around the keep that he'd want to, based off what he's read about various gods and their prayers and rituals. He wants to do this as authentically as possible, so he gathers a few things, and he'll find Yrsa and say to her, just as he's walking up. Sorry, I don't know if you're in the middle of something, but would you be willing to help me?
Oh, sure. I can help.
I as long as you've known me, the gods have never been something I've put too much stock in, but what I do know about Pelor is he is a god of life and light and growth, and I feel like the biggest inspiration for that in my life has been you, so perhaps having you there when I pray it may help.
Well, I can certainly be at your side.
Thank you. And, yeah, so he would just go to a spot in the garden where there's no trees. It's kind of a clearing, so that way the sun is kind of shooting right down in that spot. And he would, turn eastward. Are those rules still the same? Sun rises in the east, sets in the west?
Yeah, we don't change those.
Okay. So, facing eastward, rising sun, right around its highest peak right now. And Rian's just going to pull out a small bowl. He's going to put a couple of sunflower seeds and then a piece of golden cloth over them. And into the golden cloth, he's going to stick 2 incense sticks. And he's just going to light the 2 incense and let them begin to burn. And he's going to sort of rest on his knees and sort of look to Yrsa and then look down to the bowl and close his eyes and say, Pelor, Lord of Sun, and he's going to pull out one of his books and he's going to flip a couple of pages. The prayers, where are the prayers? There, okay. And he's going to kind of like look at the bowl and like close one eye but leave one open looking at the prayer. Fill me with your strength. Let your light banish my fears. Be my beacon in the darkness.
Brienne.
Yeah.
If I may. I have found that oftentimes when we pray, it is a lot more meaningful when we are speaking from the heart rather than pages in a book.
Okay. That makes sense. Just with the gods, it feels so formal. But I'll try speaking from the heart, I guess. I don't know if this is going to reach you in some way. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't care much for the gods. And that's not an insult to you. I'm sure you've done many great things for many people, but at least in my life, it has been people who have made the difference, not gods. But I'm hoping in this instant you might be able to change my mind. While you are not omnipotent, I'm sure that you know of danger that is brewing in the abyss. The Demogorgon tries to tear apart the very fabric of reality, and my companions, my friends, we've been trying our best to stop that. We seek artifacts to embolden ourselves and ensure that the Demogorgon is defeated. In particular, I am searching for a set of plate armor that was worn by your previous champion. I don't intend to make empty promises in this moment. I can't promise to be your champion or to spread light and health in your name and honor. I do not know what fate has in store for me, and I won't make that promise. What I can promise, though, is that in my hands, The plate armor will be used to fight back against darkness and evil, and when the fighting is done, I will return it to where you wish me to, so that way a worthy champion can wield it one day. There is an individual who currently has this armor, a merchant lord near Shredina. With the Divine Gate being stronger, I know you might not be able to do anything, but if he's attuned to this armor in his dreams, a premonition, some idea that the plate armor should be given up, or that it's needed for a higher purpose, I don't know. There's been enough bloodshed in this world so far, and I don't want there to be more because he doesn't want to give up this armor. If you can't do anything, very well. But I figured it was at least worthwhile to ask. He kind of looks to Yrsa. I feel like that was a little rambly.
No. It was from the heart and what you were feeling.
Rian.
Yeah.
I would like you to make a religion check with advantage because Yrsa is there. Also, because Yrsa is helping, add a +7 to your roll, which is her wisdom modifier.
Let's go. Okay.
Me lucky charm.
Oh, that was a natural 20, but it didn't find a tabletop. No, I have to take a screenshot. That's so sad.
I see it. I see it in the.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, in the D&D Beyond chat log.
All right. Well, that'll be a 28.
38, right?
30. Oh yeah, +2. Yeah, 38. Woo. Thanks, Yrsa.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
Heck yeah.
Rian, you sit there for a couple minutes after confiding in Yrsa after the prayer. Just kind of looking around. And you feel the birds in the distance the sounds start to go away. The ocean below you dissipate, and the winds dissipate. And you feel the heat from the sun. It is a cool, sunny day, mid-autumn. But the heat gets stronger. And in this moment, as you're kind of looking at Yrsa and looking around, you almost see the sun start to grow in size, getting bigger and even bigger, to the point of, you know, when it's pitch black in a room and you look at a light, all you can see is the light. Yrsa fades. And the sun keeps getting bigger and bigger, until it's about the size of a head in front of you. And you squint your eyes, and as your eyes kind of adjust, you see a figure almost 15 feet tall, donned in golden armor from shoulders down, the head of a sun. There are no facial features, just light.
Rian Alvain, you call upon me in my name, seeking my assistance. I hear your prayer. You seek the vestige, the plate of the Lightbringer, my gift upon this world.
I do.
Its intentions have been made.
And you see Paylor get closer. And you see as he walks, the ground beneath him is just light. Almost like a singe mark, but it doesn't destroy the earth. He continues walking forward.
What are your intentions after?
As I said, I do not know what fate has in store for me. I do not know if there is an after. But if there is, my intention with the armor specifically is to return it to where you wish it to be. I have no intention of being your champion. But I would be more than happy to give it to someone who would be, or who could be. To train them, to make sure they're worthy of it. I could do that.
Gift that you seek. The one who wears it now does not have my blessing. It is being used for decoration, used unjustly. If you seek to bring light to this world, then my gift you shall use. But if you do not devote yourself to be my champion, I accept your proposition. When all of this is done, when you and your friends have rid the world of Demogorgon, you will find my new champion.
Very well. I will.
Swear it.
I am a man of my word, and I swear it.
Rian, as you say those words, you feel this magic. Almost a binding. But not in a malicious way. Not in a way that a devil would make. It is divine. It is a promise you are making to a god. And not just any god. The Creator. As you make this promise,
very well. The vestige will be yours for the time being.
Rian, you feel this heat emanating around you. It doesn't hurt, but it is noticeable as you can see light starting to emanate from beneath your neck. You wince again. The sun overtaking everything. Only white light around you. as the birds, the ocean, and the wind is heard again. Yursa, you look down at Rian, who is donned in new armor. Rian, you look down.
He just
Golden.
took it off in the middle of his sleep. That's great.
He's a god.
It's so fucking funny.
Damn.
You look down, and you see the golden plate armor that you have read about. You see the plate of the Lightbringer. I will tell you what this does. So, the plate of the Lightbringer, which is an item now, which is one of the things I was saying I forgot to do. You now have 6 abilities. Blessing of the Sun. This armor grants you a +3 bonus to AC, +2 bonus to dexterity, your dexterity score, and resistance to necrotic damage. Sunlight's Embrace. As an action, you can cause the armor to emit a bright light for 30 feet radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. You can extinguish the light as a bonus action. Radiant Smite. Once per short rest, when you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can cause the attack to deal an additional 4d8 radiant damage. If the target is undead or a fiend, it takes an extra 4d8 radiant damage. Healing Light. You can cast the Cure Wounds spell at 4th level once per long rest without expending a spell slot. Palor's Protection. You gain advantage on saving throws against spells and effects cast by undead creatures. Divine Radiance. Once per day as an action, you can invoke Palor's Blessing to create an aura of sunlight that extends 30 feet for up to 1 minute. Allies within the aura gain temporary hit points equal to your paladin level at the start of each of their turns and deal an additional 1d8 radiant damage with their weapon attacks. You may now add this to your inventory. The Plate of the Lightbringer.
Oh man, I gotta turn my white balance some way because I'm blushing. Woo! It's pretty cool. Oh my god! All right.
You rolled the natural 20, so I figured, you know.
That was nice.
No reason to go to see Lord Cedric Blackstone.
Okay, Plate of the Lightbringer to equipment. Ooh.
Hopefully it works.
I guess we'll see. I gotta.
You have to attune to it.
Yeah, let me unequip the mithril plate. Oh, it is not an attunement required.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. You're good. Yeah, that is crazy, actually.
Yeah, you guys are just getting vestiges, dude. These things are crazy. Alright, it should be there now.
Okay.
You probably have to remove it and then put it back in.
I'm gonna try refresh first. That's crazy, dude. Does the Plate of the Lightbringer, does it count as mithril? Because for some reason it's still staying there, but I don't. Oh no, that's why. Okay. That
does not. It counts as actual plate armor. Yeah. This is you do have disadvantage on stealth.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sorry, there's got to be one drawback.
No, there was a note that was popping up about it, which I thought was weird. Okay.
Boo.
Okay, so, and then I will have to remove it. Yeah, that's okay. My AC with this is 24. Then. With the shield expanded. So 22.
It should be more, right? Your dexterity score goes up by 2.
Oh, that's right. And I think that was the thing that wasn't. Oh my god, yeah. So my AC is 25.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
Spoiler alert, all of the vestiges give you guys a plus to your actual main stats, one of them. So everyone will get a +2 to something.
Okay, it added it now that I was able to attune to it.
Brother, what?
Yeah.
But
you guys are about to be fucking powerful. So, Brienne, with Pelor's blessing, he removed the vestige from the unrightful owner, giving it to you. And Yursa, you see Rianne in front of you in this emblazoned bright gold plate armor. There's no changing the aesthetic either, Rianne. You are bright gold now.
Gotta get new art from Gemma. Oh my god.
Your third round of art from Gemma that you've gotten?
No, it's okay. I can use my imagination. Yeah, Rianne will just kind of look down. All right, well, I can't say that the gods have never done anything for me now. This is...
It is a great honor to be a champion of a god, Rianne. Even if you don't want to be.
Yeah, Rianne.
How long have you been there, Basil?
I like to imagine Basil walked
She can
up.
fly now. So she just floating
She can, technically.
You've been eavesdropping?
Yeah, I've been checking out my message. Keep going.
Rian sips from his cup that he had next to him. I guess. I really decided to say a word and then take a sip.
It was a pot. It was a flower pot that has rainwater in it. You just shit.
That's dirty water. No, I am not a champion of Pelor. I made that very
He
clear.
raises an eyebrow as she looks you up and down.
Well, I'm not. I told him that I would not be. I wouldn't be his champion.
Mm-hmm.
But
I heard.
Oh. Did you hear all of it? Did you see him?
No.
Well, I did promise him that I would, after the fight against the Demogorgon is done, that I would find his next champion, and I would train his next champion.
She just kind of looks at you and blinks, but she nods.
He squints his eyes like... What?
Nothing. Sometimes we have a hard time accepting gifts that are given to us. We don't realize that they are gifts until it becomes apparent. You might not want this now, but you will see the value in it.
It's a tool. That's all it is.
Blessing.
The armor is removed. I'm just
All right. Well, yeah, Rian would just kind of look to the armor and, well, hopefully wherever we go next, stealth is not an option. Because it's like scratches the plate.
I will say Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, is it still just Rianne and Yursa together wherever you guys were, or is everybody there?
Well, I was going to say is everybody is nearby because you guys port glass back, and then kind of Rianne and Yursa went off to the side to do that. So after Rianne gets the plate armor on, I mean, it's really hard. It's really hard to miss Rianne at this point, as the sun is kind of just bouncing off of the armor. You just see, you look over and you're like, What is that? And you look over and it's Rian shining.
Does it have a cape?
Yes, it's blue.
It's blue?
It's blue, and then it has a golden sun in the center. So it's trimmed with gold, then it's blue and gold.
Everything I work so hard for with Rian's aesthetic is just thrown out the window by the armor.
I mean, you could take the vestige off.
You should have gotten the bow, Joe. I don't know what you were.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Should have just got
He's
the
gonna
bow.
have the bow. He's gonna have the bow. The pauldron's getting in the way. It's like, fuck, God damn it.
So now Enid has to use the bow when we inevitably get it because it just doesn't work anymore.
I like to. No, I want
Master
Rian to
plan
look like.
unveiled.
I want Rian to look like Aang in that one episode of Avatar where he wears like the death armor. He's like, this is a wind sword.
Oh, right.
Rian had what? So what are you wearing? What are you?
Well, Gideon, Gak, everybody, I did the plan that Gideon asked about, and Paylor just gave me the armor.
He just gave it to you. You didn't have to go find it.
Well, specifically because he said the armor was being worn by somebody unworthy, and I also, I swore to him that I would find his next champion and train them.
How kind of you.
Specifically because I didn't want to be his champion.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So, if you wanted to be his champion, would he have made you go get it?
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't know. Well, champions need to earn things. I'm just borrowing it, I guess.
Right. So the guys like don't really care, I guess.
No, I think they do. I think they do.
So, we didn't need to pour glass back here, is what you're telling me.
It's nice to be home.
True.
This whole thing would go a lot easier if they'd just give us the stuff.
My vestige is being worn by someone unworthy too.
Well, you want to take care of that right now, too?
I already talked to Sahanine.
What did you ask?
It was implied.
Rian, how nicely did you ask?
Apparently not nice enough. You know what I should have said is I'll also find your next champion after me. That's what I should have said.
Hey, I don't know. I really just, in that moment, I think that I really just nailed it. I don't know what exactly it was, but something about that moment was just right. It's like a 1 in 20
I bet it's because Yrsa
chance.
was with you. Everyone loves Yrsa.
Should I go talk to Ayun?
You know, Gak, there's no harm in it. Who knows?
I can go talk to Sahanine again.
Yeah, I'd be like, just give him away. And it's like, it's not even like they had it with them and then gave it to you. They took it from somewhere else. Off of a guy.
You know, you might want to look into chatting with Melora too. Maybe we can get this all done in one day.
I mean, but not all the gods are like Paylor, you know.
But they know the world's gonna end, right?
Well, don't
So
diss my
seemingly
goddess.
I didn't say it in a
reason to
worse
give it
way.
to
Well,
us.
it's interesting because I actually spoke to Melora. She didn't say anything about it.
See, it's
But you
and
didn't
yours
ask.
is really nice.
Maybe I should have asked.
You should have asked. I think they really like straightforward stuff.
All right, I'm gonna
Either
go.
that or this was just like a 1 in 100 thing that happened.
I don't know. That doesn't make much sense, Rian. I really think there's got to be more to it than that.
All right, so the armor went back to Lord Sedge's back, and we're gonna have to go get it now.
Well, now look at what you've done.
You are not listening to me.
That is not what I said.
Give it back.
No.
Well,
drink my rainwater.
Well, today's been very successful. Do we just want to take the rest of the day and then get started early tomorrow?
Yeah.
Cloak in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going inside now. Gideon leaves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone heads inside.
Yep.
The rest of the day, uneventful. No messages from anyone. Marathel does not show up. I'll
do a thing if there's nothing else to do.
Okay, go ahead.
I also have a thing. Just
Look at
throwing
that.
it out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to go first? Oh, who wants to go
No.
first? No? No one wants to
I'm
go
still
first?
eating my dinner, so I'd really like you
Oh,
to go
okay.
first.
Nick, did you want to go first?
Sure, I can do that.
Go first.
Okay. So Gak is gonna go to his room, and as he walks in, he's gonna look around and then he's going, no. And then he is going to leave. And do we have a library in the keep?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna go to the library, and he's just gonna start taking books and putting them in his bag of holding, and just like filling it up with books. Then he's gonna head
Okay.
back to his room, and he's gonna start taking the books out and like stacking them in like a little like wall, like arch that's kind of like 3 walls that he can just kind of sit in the middle of.
Okay.
And he's gonna get down and he's gonna go. Ayun, this is Gak. I am your champion. I just heard the craziest thing. So, I don't know if you know this, but we're out here looking for vetages. We're out here looking for vetages, and they're gonna help us fight the Demogorgon. And as a little refresher for you, the Demogorgon's gonna end the whole world. So that's what's on the line right now, and that's why we're trying to get these vetages. And Rian just asked Paylor for his vetage, and Paylor just like gave it to him. And we have this whole plan of like going to different places, and we're all trying to like get these things. And I was wondering, and it's okay if you say no, but I was wondering if you'd like to save us a little bit of time and just could you give me yours? I don't okay, thank you.
Make a religion check.
I've never seen you, Nick,
He's
break during your own
inattentive
Gak
book.
monologue. I've never seen that happen until today.
He's inattentive books. I feel like that could.
I am an attentive books.
Yeah, but you're actively making fun of my decision I made. So.
I'm not making fun of it. I'm trying to point out that it would be really nice.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
Okay,
Nick really wants Campaign of 2 Evrand to be next week, so
yeah, so that's a 5.
I'm gonna give Gak my inspiration.
Hasn't even rolled yet.
No,
Or did
yeah, he
No,
rolled
I
a
did.
5.
I got a 5. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
I have a -2 to religion. You understand? Okay. Rolling again. Okay, hell yeah.
Do I want to give Gak my inspiration?
Yes, yes, please. Do.
Really?
No, I don't
Yes.
think I will.
Damn. If I had mine still, I would.
I'm gonna
Just so
save
you
it
know,
for
Nick.
if someone's like dying. Sorry, Nick.
That's okay.
I'm really glad that mine worked out. I'm glad I used my inspiration to give you a -1.
I'm having flashbacks to Morgonix talking to the Silver Rose. God. 3 nat ones.
So Gak,
Mhm.
you accidentally knock into your bookshelf wall.
Mhm.
Falls down.
Gak slowly starts to set it back up. And then he prays to Ayun again. That first one didn't go through.
You do not hear a response. for Mayun on this day.
Gek's just sitting there sighing loudly. And that's how he spends the rest of his night.
Anybody who walks past Gak's door can hear Gak.
That was rough, buddy.
Sorry, Gak.
All right, so my thing. So, Enid's going to take some chalk and draw a crescent moon on her wall. I'm fucking kidding. I'm kidding. But
That's
I
funny.
don't want to be kidding. I think it'd be funny. Is there a possibility?
Make a religion check with disadvantage.
I'm not. Is there a possibility that Rian and Yursa are in the same room sometime again today, chilling? They might be in love or something, so I figured that could possibly be a scenario that's likely. So
I don't think so. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, probably. Eating dinner.
Where would you guys potentially be right now? At whatever time. Evening now? Are we in the evening now? We can say evening.
Yeah, sure.
In the evening.
We are in the garden eating dinner.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes.
Okay, well, Enid will walk up to you guys at the garden and sit down in the grass. Are we sitting in the grass?
Absolutely, we're on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys like, is Yursa eating like a salad? Are
Yes.
they both eating salad? Are you both vegetarians, actually?
Rihanna's not a vegetarian.
Yours has a very nice strawberry salad in front of her.
Oh, cute. I love that. But yeah, so Enid will like sit down next to you guys and say, that looks really good. Sorry, I'm awkward because I'm bad at starting chatting with people when I have something already on my mind. So
what's on your mind?
I'm gonna try and ease into that here in a second. The armor looks great. Very shiny.
Thank you.
What's on your mind?
What's on your mind, Enid?
Well, so I wanted to check in with both of you because, well, Basil kind of filled me in about what happened after I died and before I came back to life. And it seemed like we all just kind of were able to like move on really quickly. I mean, heck, there was a wedding and all that, you know. So I'm reaching out to make sure both of you are okay. And I guess I could, if you guys want to just talk and tell me, or if you don't want to tell me how you're feeling, maybe it's like too soon, I don't know. I know everybody went through a lot, but I don't know, you two especially came to my mind about at least what Basil told me what happened, so.
I mean, I will say, it's never easy watching someone die. No matter how many times it happens, it's scary and devastating, and it hurts more than words can describe. And I think a feeling that I know Basil often has as well is when you have the power to stop it, or the power to heal, or to bring you back, but when you're not given the opportunity to do so, or you don't get there in time, it's a feeling that it's doubled, tripled, it's worse, and it hurts even more. But I have, and I don't want to speak for Rian, but at least for me, I have come to the understanding that the unfortunate reality that we live in is this is a reality. It is something that could happen at any moment or at any time to any one of us. And I think what keeps me going is that if any of us were to die and are unable to be brought back by any means. Our death isn't for nothing. It's not in vain. We didn't die just because. We died so others could live. And I know not for everybody, but for me, that's enough for me to not be afraid to die. I think I used to be at one point, but now I'm not. Like, when that creature attacked me, I wasn't afraid for my life. I was afraid for you all. If that makes... I don't know if that makes sense, but...
No, it does. I just... Basil mentioned that she thought that you seemed a little shook up because of, you know, having to leave so quickly with Lady Gemcloak and the egg. And I want you to know, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but as somebody who died, I'm not mad about it. Like you were saying, we're all just doing our job. And I just wanted to make sure you weren't carrying any guilt, which maybe, you know, what I say or whatever wouldn't even matter with that. But
no, it matters. I just, again, when you feel like you could do something, and in that moment there was only so much that could have been done, I was very upset with myself, but I knew that you would not be upset. But it's good to hear you say that. I appreciate you asking.
And she'll just reach out her hand and grab Yrsa's hand and like squeeze it.
And
But then she'll like look to Rian.
I agree with Yrsa to a degree. I think that my position is different a little bit because I've been through what you went through. That cold sting of death. A long time ago. I think before even we crossed paths once more. I had a conversation with Gideon. There was an old adage that the soldiers of the Okunai used to say, and that was, duty is heavier than a mountain, but death is as light as a feather. Death can happen so quickly, in an instant. One wrong move and you're gone. Duty and the mission we are on in our lives, it is a burden to carry. And I'll say to you the same thing that I said to him. We carry that mission together. We bear its weight together, and a quick death does not invalidate all the effort you put in to help carry that duty and to make sure that the mission is done. That's the logical side of my brain. That is the tactician. The other side is very happy you were able to come back. And the other side is having a very hard time not feeling guilty for leaving. Feeling like I had to leave your body behind to save Basil. Both things can be true. But that's at least where I'm at. I'll be okay. I always am. But I'm not going to try and hide those feelings. And he kind of looks to Yrsa.
And then looks back to Enid and says, I learned a long time ago that doesn't help anything.
I know, you're both definitely in really great places, like, and you've worked through a lot. So I'm glad to hear both of you are doing all right, but... And she's gonna, like, look to Rianne and say, I just know the history, and I can't, like, you know, help how you feel necessarily, but I think I've made it clear, maybe not enough, that what happened way back then in Nubai, you didn't leave me. Yes, in maybe some people's definitions, and my own in the past, that's how it felt, but you didn't know. How could you know? You lost everything. And it's not your fault. And it's not your fault what happened on the moon either. Neither your guys' faults. It's no one's fault. So I'm glad to hear you guys have already gotten to that place, but I just wanted, I don't know, even though you guys are good like 80% of the time, I feel like it's nice to at least, you know, check in, make sure you guys are okay.
Words like those help keep us sane in the 20% of the time where we're not okay.
Absolutely. And you're okay?
I'm good enough. I'm struggling with being alone in my mind and not having Moon there. And I miss her talking to me all the time. And I've never... Simultaneously, I feel like I finally am not alone, but also I feel incredibly alone at the same time. And anytime I think about the fact that she's gone, I want to throw up, which I'm sure is normal. Sure.
Yes.
And I think about you, Rianne, when you were completely alone and there was no one to console you or guide you until you met Yrsa. And obviously this is not the same situation, but I can't help but think of what you were carrying all by yourself.
Well,
so,
ain't it luckily none of us are ever entirely alone. In the beginning, you had Moon. I had Hikari. I know a horse doesn't seem like much, but it was someone, and I know that now you might feel alone because no one will ever be in that spot in your head again, but you will always have us still. You're never going to be alone. And Basil will make sure of that.
no, I know. I know. And I know I'll feel better about it. It'll be okay. And I think connecting with Sahanine will really help heal all of that. At least
But
I
it's
hope
also
so.
okay to be sad. I think sometimes we all rush to be happy and okay again when something very intense has happened to us. Healing isn't always about the happy and the smiles and the laughter. Sometimes healing is about the hurt and the crying and the relief you feel once you get it out. Mourning is important, you know.
Yeah, and I probably need to figure out how to do that in a less sabotaging way. But everything like 2 days ago was everything that I'd been wanting. So it's just, feels like you just can't hold on to things for long enough. So I just wanted to make sure you guys were doing okay, because things change, and it can be a lot.
It can be. But there was something Yrsa told me a long time ago when the Hikari that came to Lunaria with me is not the same Hikari that left Lunaria. But she told me that a flower may wilt and die. Its beauty might be fading, but the wind will carry those seeds away, plant them elsewhere, so someone else can see that beauty. Someone else's day can be brightened by those flowers. Many of the relationships we form can be fleeting, but I'm at least very glad with the ones I have that I do get to enjoy them for the time that I do. Doesn't make it hurt any less when they fly away.
Yeah. Can I just sit with you guys a little longer? Not to
Absolutely. You're not intruding. Here, you can have the rest of my salad.
Oh, wait, no. Actually, you know what helps the healing process even more? A good bowl of noodles. I just figured out this key to this broth. You're gonna love it. I will be right back. Yrsa, I know you don't...
I'm open to it.
All right. I'll figure out something that is a vegetable-based broth eventually, Yrsa. I promise. It's just meat has so much flavor. I know. I'm sorry. Oh,
They also had names, Rian.
When he scurries away, Enid's gonna lean over to Yrsa and be like, look, I'm with Gak here. I still don't know how he waltzed into that armor, and the rest of us have to go on a scavenger hunt.
I think he got very, very, very lucky. And I think between you and me, Paylor's already chosen the champion.
Oh, you think so? Wait, he's not the champion? I thought he was the champion. Wait, no, he said he wasn't. He's gonna find the next champion. Why didn't he accept that?
Because Rian thinks too hard.
That's fair. I guess I've been liberated from that a little bit.
I think that Rian feels as though he needs to earn. But the silly part is he already has. But you can't tell him that. He's very stubborn.
That's fair. All those are you know him very well. So maybe, well, who knows? Maybe he'll feel like after he actually destroys the Demogorgon wearing the armor, he'll be like, yeah, maybe I'm a champion. Who knows?
Maybe.
I'm excited for your cloak, though.
I think it'll be very interesting. I'm excited. I'm glad you came out.
Me too. I'm glad I know you.
I am so happy to know you. She's gonna give you a big hug.
She'll hug back. Yeah, today I feel like a moth, but I was feeling like a butterfly a little while ago. But moths are cool.
Also just as beautiful.
All right. Here it is. And he kind of hands it to Enid. Try it.
All right. Okay. Is it a kind with chopsticks, or is it like a spoon kind of soup?
It's like a spoon. It's like a hot and sour soup kind of consistency where there's
Okay.
like a little bit of chunks and noodles in there, but
Okay. Then she'll try it. How is it? How is Rian as a cook, actually? Has he been good this whole time? Because Enid's a good cook, so...
I'm not going to make a roll for this. Go ahead, Joe.
Rian is a home chef. He uses ingredients he has, and it tastes pretty okay. Like, there are areas where it could be heightened, but it is a hearty, homey meal. Not a whole lot of crazy elevated flavors going on. It's home style, you know?
Yeah. That's cute. Yeah.
Needs salt.
Enid will like take a few sips and say, "This is a really good start. Do you remember that spicy pepper back in Siri? I'm trying to remember the name of it, but I think that would just pinch a little extra."
Yeah, sure. I'll add it to the broth.
We can get some when we go back for, I think, Gak's message is in Siri. Maybe we can pick some up. So.
All right.
But overall, very good.
Maybe when all this is over, we can have our own noodle carton, Siri.
Just next to the churros.
I could find myself
plot
going
of Kung
back
Fu
to Siri.
Panda?
Campaign 2, just Kung Fu Panda, total D&D style. Let's reach out to Jack Black and see if we can get him to be a guest star. Anyways.
You probably would.
That'd be the best thing that's ever happened in my life. So, as the three of you are outside eating noodles, we pan back inside to Gideon.
Yeah, not to rush the end of that last moment, but whenever y'all are done out there, Enid, when you head inside, Romulus is actually there, and he basically just says like, "Hey, Gideon was hoping you could head to his room when you were done. Didn't want to interrupt."
yeah.
Gideon is looking for you.
Oh,
Thanks, John.
I'll
I'm
go
Romulus.
see him. I know who you are. You live here.
You're still
Okay.
new.
The fact that in canon, Romulus just goes around going, "I am Romulus."
He's
Thank
a simple
you.
man, and we love him for that.
All right. To Gideon's room. Knock, knock, knock. It's Enid. You were asking for me. I'm here.
Come in.
Okay.
And when
Hi.
you see Gideon has his bag of holding open, and he's just heading around his room gathering a bunch of stuff and just kind of dumping it in there.
Not planning on coming back anytime soon?
Well, I'm just grabbing anything magical. If we head to that forge, I want to have as much material on hand as possible.
That's
If we're lucky,
fair.
there'll be something there to use, but having our own additions, I mean, I have these devil hooves and horns I've never found a use for, so...
Did I give you the scales from Umbraxicor?
If you did, Gideon didn't write it down, so we'll say you passed those on out.
By the way, I've been meaning to give these to you. I was planning on using them for a prank, but then everything fell through. So here you go.
Gideon just stares. How are you going to use them as a prank?
So I didn't have everything thought through, but it was gonna
I
be
believe
very
you.
much like cheese in a mousetrap kind of vibes, but for you. I was like, what if we set out something that Gideon just can't resist? And he'll go get it, and then something like a bucket of water falls on his head. Hey,
That would have been pretty funny, actually.
thank you. But I got overruled, so.
Well, anyways, sorry, I was just trying to find everything that was loose before I forgot, but please come take a seat if you don't mind.
Yeah. Sure.
I was
Does
hoping
he seem serious? Oh, sorry. I'll let you just
It's weird, because, like, arguably, this is, like, the happiest you've probably ever seen Gideon outwardly, because you know that Gideon kind of usually tries to stay kind of composed, he's always thinking. And, like, even as he's, like, running around grabbing stuff, there's almost just, like, this, not quite, like, manic, but there's just this energy that you normally don't see Gideon, like, working with. Like, he just seems excited.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, for Gideon, it's weird, but you're not like, oh, God, what's wrong? Like, you don't get the vibes. This is like a, I'm leaving the party and I'm never coming back conversation.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I was wondering if I could get your personal opinion on something, though. The question, like I said, is personal, so if you don't want to answer, I understand.
Okay.
So you're married now.
Yep.
Which is great.
That did happen. It's wonderful. 2 days. Sorry,
yeah.
I'll let you talk.
I know it was rather sudden, and you and I have spoken before about how we've done things that we both regret. Does Basil know what those things are?
Not in detail. I mean, we've all no, I've not talked to her directly about those things, but I'm not concerned about them shocking Basil if she were to ever ask. Basil's been through a lot, and I know she's been tested a lot through her life, and she's had to make maybe morally gray decisions before. So we haven't, just because it can be painful, neither of us have really gone to those places together. Why?
I don't ask out of judgment, and I'm sorry, it probably came across that way. I've been wondering how important it is for when you care about someone, how much they should know about you. Whether it's something that should be discussed, or is it better forgotten if you've truly moved past it.
I think for me and Basil, not talking about the details didn't matter, because through our conversations we ended up being on the same page. I know there's things that happened at her house from her father that my imagination can run wild and put the pieces together without her going through each traumatic detail. Similarly for me, you know, you can assume someone who joined this party ready and able to kill and steal probably wasn't doing it their first time. Has been probably doing it for a while. So we know about it. But if we want to go down that journey together, I think we'll both kind of talk about that if we want to. But I don't think falling in love with somebody requires you to know every detail that made them who they are today. You just love who they are now, knowing that hardships came, and maybe at least the spectrum they're on. Are you afraid of somebody learning about your past?
No, I don't think so. Now you see he's getting a bit flustered,
Mhm.
whereas before he was starting with a lot of confidence. Sorry, it's so silly.
No, I get it. Basil can talk so openly about everything, and I admire that about her, but I mean, you guys have seen me, like, turn absolutely crimson, so...
When we left Eldon, specifically when I parted ways with the Queen, I didn't know when the next time I'd return was. I gave her something I've been working on, a biography, more or less, just the important things, I thought at least. And I wanted her to know me. She said that, you know, if I died on this journey, I'd always be remembered as a hero, but I guess I wanted her to see who I really was. I'm not saying I'm not a hero or I haven't done great things, but I wanted her to know that there was more.
And I'm assuming that you are hoping to have the opportunity to know her on a deeper level than just as the Queen, who's been generous and kind and helpful to all of us.
One day. And Gideon will roll up his sleeves to show the vestige. To trust me with something like this. I just can't imagine how hard that must have been. She got it from her mother, her father. If I had anything physical from my parents, I don't know if I'd ever hand it over to someone.
I know what you mean. I don't either. And I can't lie, I don't think I would have, probably, just because of, at least, I know you understand the circumstances. That is a lot of trust. And I know you. I know that, without a doubt, you're one of the safest people I would trust most things with, not just something as precious as that. Maybe she is knowing you, seeing you, more than you think. It doesn't, I mean, in the grand scheme of life, Basil and I really haven't known each other that long, but sometimes you just know. I don't really know how to put exact words to it, but feeling drawn to somebody for whatever reason it is. Maybe it's magic or something, I don't know. Love, blah.
I don't think it's magic.
I don't know. Some people say chemicals. I don't even know. You know chemicals better than me, so. But anyway.
It's not much of an alchemist, but sorry, I know what you mean.
I'm starting
sorry.
from ground zero, so you got more knowledge. But if you're feeling drawn to her from only knowing her in these isolated incidents, and she feels like she can trust you with something that great, I mean, I'm definitely no expert, but there might be something there that she's feeling too. Or noticing, at least, picking up on.
I guess that just means we have to come back so I can see.
You'll be back. You'll return those in most likely perfect condition. I can't guarantee that. We fall a lot. But you can fly, so maybe it'll be fine. But
Can fly.
I could see that you return this family heirloom to her. She's read your biography. You guys chat. Like, maybe something like that will happen. Who knows?
Maybe. I
know it's hard
guess
to open up.
this felt like an easy way to do it, but I don't know. I guess I just thought, worst case scenario, and even if I didn't come back, she had something to remember me by.
I'm glad you did that. I know we related on having trouble letting people in. And I don't know if you remember, but I really struggled with letting Basil in because I was afraid that she would see everything of me. And at least for me, there was a lot that I didn't like. And I didn't want someone like her to see everything that I hated about me. I don't know if that's exactly what you're dealing with, but I think it's really brave that you're taking steps, because I was failing for probably the first half of our relationship. We weren't really together, but we were like also absolutely interested in each other, so it was kind of complicated.
Okay.
But we got there. So I guess all that to say, I think you're doing good, you know? You're trying. And that's all you really can do at the end of the day, and I'm glad that you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's literally the most rewarding thing I've ever done, because if I didn't do that with Basil, we wouldn't be each other's.
Well, I feel better about my decision then. I wondered if it was silly or a bad idea.
I don't think so. I'm glad you did it. And I hope all goes well.
I'll keep you updated.
I'm rooting for you.
One other thing. I know that we didn't meet until the tail end of Oberyn. But when we first faced Oberyn, we all made an agreement that for the sake of the world, we would take whatever risk. That even if none of us came back, that if we stopped him, then it was worth it. I don't think that's true anymore.
Why?
Because I don't think the best of us should have to be sacrificed to save the world. You and Basil, Rhiannon and Yrsa, Gak and his family, me and whatever I decide to do with my life. I'm putting all my efforts into making sure we all come back from this.
I can tell.
Killing Demogorgon isn't enough anymore. We all come back from this.
Basil told me what happened. And I know she's technically the person that saved me, but I know you were the one that saved me. You and Gak combined.
I have to admit, there was a small part of me that knew defeating Demogorgon was possible. But a small part of me still wondered, but what if it's impossible? That fight, as poorly as it went, Demogorgon hit us and thought that he was going to end us once and for all. And I know that he killed you, and I don't mean to belittle that, but we're all still here.
Almost.
Sorry. I should have thought that through more.
It's okay. It's always been personal. But I know... I agree with what you said. All of us should make it out. But I'll let you know the only way I'm leaving this world is either Demogorgon going down or he's taking me out. It's too personal now. I'm not scared of him, but I wish... He's scared of us, but I wish he was scared of me. Because I want him to feel... I don't even know what demons even feel, if they can even feel fear, but I wish he knew the rage I have. We're gonna get him. We have to.
Gideon holds out his hand to Enid.
She'll take it.
He cups it with his other hand and just looks at her. He won't take any more from us.
No, he won't. Thank you for everything always, but for marrying me and Basil and for getting me safe so that I could be there to do that. Thank you.
Always. Just as I know you do it for me.
I feel like a hug is in order.
Alright. And he'll hug her first.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna make me cry, Ryan.
That's what I do.
So, with that, as the night comes to a close, all of you getting your rest, some of you with new tools in hand. You wake up the next morning. Apparently, there we go. Within your keep, a new day dawning. Where is the party headed?
Look. The forest. To the forest.
So
Yeah.
reaching out
Laura
didn't work,
won.
Okay. I will like to say that I put a note on here that it is Nightall the 5th. On this day, apparently, is when Basil and Yrsa no longer have vulnerability to necrotic damage.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ow!
That's been like 6 in real world months.
Wow.
Yeah. We actually stopped doing that because I didn't notice I put a note in here for the actual day, so that's kind of
Well, ow.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I forgot about that.
crazy. You both wake up in the morning, it's like, I feel like I could resist necrotic damage a little bit better today. I feel like the Demogorgon won't hit as hard. Okay.
Man, I
So.
love sertraline.
You all wake up. So what is the plan? And we can just kind of figure this out. You guys are headed towards the Evergreen.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Melora won.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Melora 1. Okay. So, as you do, what is this one? This one sounds cool. There we go. Pretty great. Are you teleporting to Aelden using the port glass or anything? Because you'll have to go from Aelden to the Evergreen, obviously. That's the quickest route. Are we using one of our resources to teleport, or are you going to use normal means of travel to get to Aelden?
Well, I mean, might as well just port class there, right?
Yeah.
There's no reason not to.
Well, when's the last time we had a road trip?
How long will it take us to get there by horse?
Gak, we're level 13 now.
From Stormhold Keep to get to Aelden is about a 2 days ride.
That's port
So,
glass.
technical question too, just for those who want a road trip. I'm pretty sure with how our stuff works, we can't teleport to places we haven't been to before, right?
You can, with port glass, you can teleport to any place you've been within the past month, 30 days.
I know we have like plane shift and transport by a plant, so I didn't know if they had other things, because I think we're gonna have to do a bit of a road trip to get to the other two as well.
Yeah, those ones will definitely have to be a road trip.
And to get through the Evergreen Forest, because we've never been there.
Yes. Yeah, we can only get to Aelden. Yeah.
And the Evergreen Forest is one of the biggest, if not the, well, it is the second biggest forest in Ephyra, second to the Ironcrest Forest.
Well, and
No,
sorry, not
the
to
Mirror
like
Lake Forest.
forward plan too much, but we can transport via plants to at least Al Shaham because we've been there. So maybe Yursa can remember a tree or some shit in the area. A cacti or whatever's out there, I don't know.
Ooh, yes.
Those work.
A palm tree? These look like palm trees.
They
not
have palm
cacti.
trees.
Okay.
That's Florida.
Right.
Neat.
Okay.
But that's just me forward planning. But yeah, Aelden.
All right. So port glass to Aelden. Mark that off. As you get to Aelden, are you stocking up on anything, getting anything before you leave the city, or just kind of going straight into the forest? Or are we asking any people about anything? Is there anything you're doing in Aelden before you start the trip into the Evergreen?
I have 2 greater healing potions unused. Oh, one is used. Should just delete this.
Honestly, we should probably buy like 3 or 4 of the next one up from greater.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
because superior. I know they're expensive, but man, we get whipped to shit. And that 4d4, 8d4 plus 8 ain't exactly. It ain't carrying
And
it.
Basil, are you already stocked up on diamonds again?
I need to get a second one because I'm now down to 1. So I like
Honestly,
to have these
get
2.
2 more, girl. Let's just throw money at the wall.
Okay.
I write down.
So whatever the diamond is for the spell you're trying to use, which is Revivify, right? So whatever the Revivify cost is, mark that gold off twice. I think it's... I don't actually know what it is.
Revivify is 300.
The step,
Yeah,
the one above that resurrection, isn't that 500?
Oh, I have 2 diamonds worth 500 each. And then I now have 1 diamond for 300. So I'll get a second diamond for 300.
Okay.
Sick. Doesn't Rian have Revivify as well?
Yes.
Does Rian want to get diamonds?
Yeah, sure, I'll get 1 diamond.
Okay. Yursa has Resurrection Magic too. Did Yursa want to get one?
I don't need one, do I? For a resurrection?
No,
I think reincarnation, doesn't it require like a number of gold? But I don't think it's a diamond.
Well, I don't think Yursa doesn't have. Do you have resurrection? I thought you had reincarnation.
I do.
Oh, reincarnation or whatever it is. I don't remember what the cost was. I thought there was a cost for it though, but I think it's just gold.
There's definitely a cost to all of the revive magics. I know that.
I have reincarnate.
Okay.
Reincarnate, I don't think it has a cost. It just has like
component.
It's
just need a
rare
body part.
oils and rare oils and urgins worth at least 1,000 gold, which the spell consumes.
So
there you
it has a cost that's just not a diamond.
I have plenty of money.
Okay, so I mean, I'm pretty sure you don't need to spend the money on that right now. If we're talking about, you know, what is it called? It's not resurrection. It's reincarnation. That's like within the past like 100 days or something like that, isn't it? Like
10 days. 10.
Oh, 10 days. Okay, yeah. So
But
you have
still
time.
over a week.
Yeah. Okay.
So you
For
start
the
rotting.
potions, for the superior potions, you're looking at about 5,000 gold pieces per potion.
That's fine.
I love that I gave you guys gold at like near the midpoint of this campaign. And I haven't given you gold since. You've had 0 gold income since.
Yeah.
Still going strong.
Fun fact, Gideon's broke.
You said it was 5,000 gold each?
Per potion.
And this is a
okay, I'll buy
regular or a greater?
This is a superior. A
Superior.
greater potion will be, I believe, 500 gold.
Okay, so I'll just get the superior.
Okay. Mark off 5,000 gold or 50 platinum.
What the heck? I'll get a second.
All right. Mark off 100 platinum. No, am I saying that wrong? Not 100 platinum.
5,000. Or I don't even have platinum. I only have gold.
Okay. Am I saying that wrong? 'Cause
10,000
one.
gold.
It's in tens, right?
Yeah. So 1 platinum is 10 gold.
So 5,000.
You just had to
gold would
zero.
be 500 platinum.
Yeah. Or take
500
away.
Okay.
gold, I mean.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Or no, platinum. Yeah.
It's something. It's a number. Okay. Anything else from anybody? Want to steal the sword in the Platinum Sanctuary, or?
I was gonna say, while everyone's shopping, Gideon just goes and admires it, and he's like, "How did I never know this was here?"
It's
how did I
inside of
know?
like basically a bulletproof glass case, floating with magic, just turning. It's underneath a giant statue of Bahamut whose mouth is open.
Some guard like side-eyeing Gideon. He's like, "I saved your fucking city. You step back."
I'm allowed to look at artifacts.
Yeah, I'm not touching it. Relax. The queen's a
gonna
close
get out.
personal friend of mine.
I think
close.
Gak's
And then.
gonna...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say Gak is gonna get a. He's gonna
Superior?
get 5 greater healings.
Okay. So what is that? It's 2,500 gold. Because it's 500 per.
Yeah, so 2,500 gold's a 250 platinum.
Also, you're a little quiet, Nick.
Oh no.
That's better.
And then Rian wanted to get 3 of the next level up of health potion.
After superior?
Yeah, because, well, superior is only, what, 8d8, right?
The next one's supreme, right?
8d4 plus 8 is a superior.
Yeah.
I think the next one is supreme.
Yeah, supreme healing potion. Oh my gosh. No one's ever done that. A supreme healing potion is 10d4 plus 20.
Yeah.
It is a very rare item. That will run you.
Yeah, everyone's getting potions. Maybe I should get
Yeah,
one.
this will run you pretty decent gold. The supreme healing potion will run you about 10,000 gold pieces.
10,000?
If you want to get it cheaper, you can go to Shardina. It'll be about 8,000 gold pieces per one.
It's just 2 times the
That's
price
crazy.
of the,
Yeah, Elden is expensive.
You're paying mall prices.
You got that Chicago tax.
There it is.
I mean, I think it might be a good idea to get 1 just as like a break in case of emergency type of thing, you know? Because, like...
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you did help save the city. Maybe put that charisma to use and negotiate a Marktown.
Wait, what's our
Hey, how's
group
your
fund?
kingdom doing? You're welcome for that.
Yeah, you're a good barter. Good barter.
What's in our...
I don't...
How much is in our group fund? Our party fund?
24K, so it'd be almost half for one.
Well, and so it's 10d4 plus 20.
And if you use it as an action, I'm pretty sure we do the rules where you get the full potion.
60 HP.
Yeah. Well, for half that price is 8d4 plus 8. Which is 40. Yeah, 40.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you could get 2 superiors for the price of a supreme, and it would be more overall. It would just take 2 turns. Or
Yeah, but my worry is, like, somebody goes down, and using one of those, they'd get them up, and with 40 HP, like, somebody like the Demogorgon could definitely knock them unconscious. With 60, there's at least a chance that they'll be able to last an additional round. That's my thinking, at least. Like, if they can't get any healing at all for some reason.
I think somebody needs to learn alchemy here real soon, because this is expensive.
Well, I could pay the full thing, or I could pay half.
Well, we have the party fund for a reason. Rianne will approach the counter and say, "Good day." What do they look like? Who are they? Tell me everything about this person.
Yeah,
It's
so this
Dio!
is.
Are they attractive?
Hey! So this is Tanya Dista from I forget the fuck her shop is called, but you've met her before. It was some cool name that I can't remember. As you talk to her, she says, "Oh, hello. Welcome back to the shop. What can I do for you?"
Yes, I was just in the neighborhood. I was hoping to pick up a few things, but I just wanted to first check in on you. Being in Eldon after everything that happened with Umbraxicor, I'm glad to see that you're still doing okay. I'm glad we were able to help.
Yes. Well, thanks to all of your people, all of your group, my shop's still here.
And that's wonderful to hear. I was hoping to procure at least one Supreme? Superior. I was hoping to procure one superior healing potion from you. Of course, I know that you need to make a living, but obviously we head into quite a bit of danger. And I'm hoping that we might be able to work out a deal, considering that your shop is still standing after everything.
Are you asking for a superior or a supreme? Supreme is
The
the
expensive
one that was 10K.
The expensive
yeah, the 10K one was supreme.
I wouldn't be haggling for bitch money, all right?
She looks at you and kind of tilts her head and says, "Well, you're right on that. My shop would not be here if it wasn't for your party. The supreme potions are very, very hard to make. I don't have a lot of them. I only have 2. And it requires quite a bit of work. A couple of months of creation and brewing and, well, very, very, very rare."
That's. Do you mind if I step in right now?
Oh, no. I was going to say, however, because of what all of you did, I think we could work out some sort of deal. I'll say this. I can give you one for half off, but you need to get me the resources to make another one.
How about I pay 70% of the price and I don't do that? Sorry, that's not a Brienne thing. That was the Joe thing. I'm sorry. That was the Joe thing. I just...
What the fuck? How about Enid? We'll just retcon that Enid said that, because Enid was gonna say, "Hey, I get it. Life's hard. I was dead 2 days ago, so we really fucking need this."
That's fine. We'll get you the ingredients. Ignore her. She died. She's very upset about it, obviously.
I'm actually fine, but it would have been better if we had a superiority potion.
She's obviously very upset about it because she keeps bringing it up.
I can tell. 70% of the cost if you do not want to go and
No,
get
we'll
me-
do half. We'll get you the ingredients. Just give me a list and we'll find them for you. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much for giving us this deal.
Half will be 5,000 gold pieces.
Thank you.
Do we have a list of the ingredients, or do we got to figure that out too?
No, she'll give you the list, and I'll come up with it later.
Okay. Sorry, John, for Enid's sass.
You mean Joe's sass?
I know.
I need the tooth of a vampire.
I need your firstborn child.
Got that.
Just go, hey,
You're in luck
Gabriel.
'cause Gideon has all of that in his bag.
Right? He's like, oh, thank God I packed this.
Oh yeah, I could have been making these for days. I'm just not an alchemist.
All right.
But you make all this other stuff. It's not the same thing.
Need the beak of a kraken, tooth of a vampire.
Not a lot of people know that krakens have beaks. They do.
I did, 'cause
Horrifying.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, I was like, I knew that.
Exactly. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I know that octopi have beaks.
Mm-hmm.
Does
Did
that
you
mean
know that
octopi are
squids
birds?
have beaks?
Yep.
So
All right, so you have a supreme healing potion for 5,000 gold. Are you getting the superiors?
I
well, or just the
bought
super-
mine already, and I added it to my inventory and took out the money.
Yeah. Nick, did you get yours for GAC already? Yeah, okay.
Okay. Any more things? Going once. Going twice. All right, you head out of Eldon. Through the... What gate is it? East Gate. As are heading into the Evergreen Forest. As you start traversing the forest, as you get deeper and deeper, you can obviously start to tell where the forest gets its name. At this current point in time, during late into autumn, all of these trees should be leafless. Their leaves should have fallen to the ground. However, every tree here is luscious and green. And as you walk through, as it gets denser and denser, you can see these massive 70-foot trees as you see their vines and their roots kind of over and arching over each other, intertwining. You travel for about an hour and a half into the forest. The day, very bright, very sunny above. I would like everyone to make perception checks. And anybody with proficiency in nature can make it with advantage.
Yeah.
It said virtual tabletop not found. I don't know why.
Yeah, mine said the same thing.
I got a 17.
I got a...
Basil's out here. Even.
Jesus Christ.
Your son Basil just, oh my God, flowers.
They are just naming every plant they walk by.
And Gideon.
What did Gideon get?
Gideon didn't know plants.
Gideon got a 26.
Gideon's like, oh, bugs.
It's like, great, plants.
Well, see,
The only
if
one
you,
that didn't get
Nah, they're geeking out right now.
if you click on the D&D Beyond extension thing in the top right, that fixed it for me.
I did.
Oh, well. Rest in piss, bozo.
I guess I can do it again.
So,
everyone
as
got
you are
20 or
walking through.
higher except for Enid.
Wait, I got a 17 again? Sorry. Got two 17.
Hey man, Enid was dead 2 days ago. Leave her alone, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
I got you, Felicity.
She was in the Shadow Realm. The forest is a totally
Yeah.
different place.
Playing Yu-Gi-Oh with Merrick and shit, you know?
So, as you are walking through the forest and you see the wildlife up ahead of you, you see a couple deer kind of trot past you. You can see squirrels and birds up into the distance. As you're walking through, Basil, something catches your eye off in the distance, covered by moss and branches and roots and all of the surrounding trees in this little gully. You see a stone structure, very slightly arching over, kind of cresting over these little hills that you can see. You point it out, and the rest of the party sees it. As you continue going forward, you finally see the structure in front of you. A large archway of marble and stone that has been taken over by nature itself. However, as you look kind of closer at it, you can see that there are very intricate runes and carvings engraved into the marble going up towards the top. You see in the top, there are 4 symbols on either side, same on each side. And at the bottom of both of these archways that kind of meet to the ground, there are 2 basins on each side. So 4 in total on the ground. You see that each one of these basins, as you look inside, has the same symbol, one of the same symbols that you see on the 4 at the top. Does anyone here speak Sylvan? And who does? I know someone does. Who speaks Sylvan?
I do. Lots of us.
Okay. Those who speak Sylvan, as you were looking, and actually I'll just go ahead and show you. You see this.
Pretty. It's a moon gate. Pardon.
As you, those who speak Sylvan, you can see at the top, it says, engraved, by the cycles of nature, we seek passage. You then see under each symbol on the top, the 4. One symbol is of a blooming flower, then one next to it of a blazing sun. The next to that, a falling leaf, and next to that, a snowflake. Under the blooming flower, you see the text, life anew from where it was sown. Let nature's fragrance be shown. And I'll post all this in the chat. The blazing sun says heat and light from skies above, a flame to warm the heart with love. The falling leaf, harvest's bounty in colors bright, from trees that sway in fading light. And from the snowflake, chill and frost from winter's breath, a touch of cold that brings forth death. You see that each one of these obviously depicting the 4 seasons. A puzzle in front of the party. And I will post them in the chat.
I love puzzles.
Puzzle me.
Where are you posting it?
I'm going to post them in Boundary.
Okay.
And there are 4 basins, you said?
Mm-hmm. Each one of them has one of the symbols. So there's a basin for summer, for autumn, for spring, and for winter. Okay. And then at the top it says... There you go. So, you stand here. It looks old. This structure looks like no design you've seen currently in current time periods. Those who have studied history would be able to tell that this is definitely something from one of the first kingdom of the elves.
I mean, yours is gonna go up to the spring basin, and she's gonna druid craft a flower.
Okay.
Like she'll scoop up some dirt from the ground and then put it in. I assume the basin's just empty, right?
It is.
Okay, yeah. Well, she'll like make a little flower pot out of it and make a flower grow there.
That's cute. Yeah, I was thinking that. Does anyone have a way of like? Well, I guess we could just. Oh no, Gak has fire. A few people I think have fire actually. Can like light.
I will say this: as Yrsa does this, the symbol above does light up.
Oh.
Can anyone light a stick and put it in the summer basin? Because, like, totally fire.
Do we have to do it in order, do you think?
There's an order?
Like the order of the season?
Spring, summer, fall, winter? I mean,
yeah.
Maybe. So next would be summer.
Yeah. I want to do winter.
Okay, cool.
You may do winter. Your son will find a stick and put it in the other basin and let someone light it ablaze.
Gideon just firebolts it.
Beautiful.
As the stick inside of the summer basin lights fire, the symbol does glow.
Okay, so for autumn, my guess, because it says starts with harvest, bounty, and colors, trees that sway in the fading light. I'm guessing food, like apples, berries, a harvest. So, anyone got food? Anyone can magically make food? Or does anyone else have a better idea than food?
Is there an apple on a tree nearby?
What is there?
No.
Like, there's no berry
No
bushes?
apples.
Basil, can't you do that berry thing?
Oh, well, I wasn't prepared for it today. Gak, maybe, the gifts of our great god will let me. I'm sorry, Gak. I'm just not prepared to do that spell.
Who are you talking to?
I'm just talking out loud.
Time for she starts talking.
Well,
okay.
I don't know if it's about food because so far the two have been connected to like the symbols.
Oh, okay. What's the symbols?
It's a
Sorry.
falling leaf. So maybe we can just like take a leaf off a tree. Like you said that none of the trees nearby are like changing color, right?
Yeah, they are bright, vibrant greens right now.
My other idea, because fall happens when leaves die, was to either use a necrotic spell in the bucket or wilt something with
Are
a
you
necrotic
saying this
spell.
out loud?
This is Felicity.
Okay.
I can do it.
Ursa
Let's
looks
go with-
mortified.
I will
I'm like-
say that there are fallen leaves on the ground. Like, you know, the trees are luscious and their leaves aren't falling off by themselves, but there is wind. So things do fall off. There are fallen leaves on the ground.
Okay, we could try that. But otherwise, I was like, maybe we can wilt something with, like, I don't know, inflict wounds and then put it in the bucket. Okay, John's face said it all. That's not the answer.
No. It could be the answer.
It's not. So.
Well, if the first two things were magical, do you think that this one can just be as simple as putting a leaf in there?
Well, I don't think it technically, like, requires magic. Like, fire can be made and flowers can be grown, you know, without magic. So.
That's true. We could have just rubbed two sticks together. I just thought it was easier to shoot it.
Enid's gonna pick up a leaf that's on the ground and let it fall in there and see if that fucking works.
As it hits the bottom of the basin, the symbol of the falling leaf does light up.
Okay.
It was simpler than it seemed, Caressa.
Nice. Okay, everyone stand back.
I
Gak's
cast
gonna, like,
Cone of Cold.
Gak's gonna
stormed.
push everyone back a little bit, and he's gonna cast Ice Knife. The Ice Knife explodes within 5 feet of it.
It explodes inside of the basin. As you see it explode, the ice kind of falls into the basin, and the snowflake does light up. All four are lit.
Cool. Now what do we do?
But yeah, what happens? Is it just they're lit up?
Yep, they're just lit up.
So, and it's, if we were to walk under the arch, does it seem like anything changes? Okay.
Nope.
That's awesome. Is there any more words around here somewhere that someone...
Maybe on the other side? Or Yursa, does the nature around you feel different?
Does it
It
feel
doesn't.
different? Oh.
Does it look like a little animal messenger has come over?
Is there a fox we're supposed to follow to upgrade our charms?
You see a yellow
perhaps?
bird fly by.
After it.
Okay, I'm gonna use one of my 6th level spells.
To do what?
I'm gonna cast True Seeing, because then it gives me true sight and I can see secret doors hidden by magic.
Do we want to try and walk through first and see if anything happens?
I thought Enid did.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
did
walked
Enid
through.
do that all the way through?
I don't
that was
wanna
the
cast
intention.
a spell if we don't have any other ideas, but there's gotta be.
Well-
I mean, there's gotta be a way to do it without this spell, right?
Rirsa would reread the scripture at the top. But all of the things are lit up, right, John?
Mm-hmm. Yursa rereads the scripture.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe we have to do it all over again, so it's a cycle.
Yursa, what if, because you go through little cycles, why don't you, like, commune with the arch, or touch it, or I don't know.
Well, Yursa, go ahead and reread the scripture.
Oh, okay.
By the cycles of nature we seek passage.
As you speak those words,
I just had to say it out loud!
Speak, friend, and enter. I used to know 100
I'm
words
really
of 100
glad
spells, but-
Gak didn't cast his 6th level spell.
Me too.
you watch
Melon.
all of the engravings and runes around this light up. The words light up, and you watch as this archway starts to shimmer translucently in the middle. There is now some sort of magic.
Oh. We'll see. Sometimes we just have to say things out loud.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good job, team. We did it.
All right, let's go. We're gonna walk through.
Yeah.
Rian disappears.
Ooh, all right. Let's do it.
Okay. One after another, you walk through the archway. Where's it at? As you walk through, you look around, all of you. You're standing on this large platform in this abandoned, overgrown garden. As you look above, there's no blue sky. There's darkness. And this purple aura, almost like clouds, shifting above. Yursa, you've seen a slight place like this before when you traveled into the demi-plane, when you gained the staff. But this is different. You look in front of you and there is a massive palace-like structure. The architecture is beautiful. It is woven, engraved, and carved in these beautiful filigree patterns. But everything here is overgrown. The nature of the place has taken over. Vines wrap around columns, in and out of windows and doors. There is moss covering almost every inch. There's no wind, but you can see some of the plant life moving.
Does it look like something bad happened here? Like, this isn't normal, right?
Yeah, so with your passive nature and your connection to it, the nature looks redundant, natural, but it definitely does not look inviting. This
Okay.
does not look like it should be here.
You just gotta look to Yursa and be like, Laura's a good god, right?
Well, yes. I don't know, something about this place feels very off. And strange? I don't know.
Yeah, not what I was expecting from a place where Melora's vestige would be. Maybe we got the wrong one.
Maybe there's something else here.
Should we keep looking?
Yes, because even if the vestige is not here, whatever is here, it shouldn't be. And I wouldn't feel right just leaving it for someone else to walk upon.
We'll say behind you is the same archway with the same 4 bases and wording.
Like we'd have to do it again to leave?
Correct. There's an option. But you travel forward.
I mean, team.
I mean, I think we should. I was just being Enid, but yeah, I think we should at least see it through at least a little bit. Like if we, find a bunch of hags worshiping some weird demon thing, like I think the vestige isn't here anymore. Like.
We came this way.
Yeah, it might still be here.
Yeah, we didn't get a million mosquito bites for nothing. We're seeing this through.
Right.
Yeah.
Gideon's starting to swell up a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
He's deathly allergic, actually.
Damn. We should have bought bug spray. We bought diamonds and not bug spray.
Nah, we have basil. She has like natural medicines tucked away
That's true.
somewhere.
She has citronella.
Oh yeah.
Okay. As you start walking forward, you do notice that the plant life in beneath your feet is a little more crunchy than you think it should be. It seems as though and Yursa, you can tell that it's definitely, these things have life, but they're like almost on the cusp of wilting, just by how frail they are. But you walk in, and in front of you, as you walk through the doors that are only held there by the roots and vines that hold them, almost off of the hinges, you walk through, and you see a large palace hall. Columns lining each side, staircases that go up and down and around. You see this entire place covered in vines, roots, moss, and plant life. As you continue walking through, I'd like everyone to make a perception check.
Does anything about this look familiar?
I'm only rolling 17s. Which is fine.
The only thing that looks familiar about this, Yursa, is that this architecture looks like old elven architecture.
Oh, Jesus. Scared the shit out of me. I jumped so hard. Got it?
It looks like one of the first kingdoms as described in books. What the first kingdoms of the elves was described as. The architecture, designs, everything about it is definitely a timepiece as you're
Okay.
walking through. Gak, immediately as you're walking
Got a
through.
40.
Yeah. As you kind of, with your glasses, take them off, you do notice that intertwined with all of the moss and foliage and greenery are small, darker shapes. Patinaed, white, skeletal shapes. One off into the corner, two ahead of you to the right. One of them pinned to the wall.
Are they
They're-
moving?
They are not. Some of them you see wearing rusted and old, but beautifully made elven armor. Guards. Some of them wearing almost, you could see some of the garments that they wear, almost like clergy. There are dozens in this room.
Just gonna throw on that mage armor real quick.
Hey guys. Be
Yeah?
careful around the plants. There's a lot of dead people in the walls.
Okay.
Oh.
As you,
I
as
think this is cool.
Could I
As you
use before
do
we
s-
move on real
yeah, I'll say as you state that, Gideon, you hear a crunch underneath your foot. As you look down and you see the shin bone shattered of a skeleton that you just stepped on.
I want
Sorry.
to cast my first spell as a cleric.
Yay!
Protected from good and evil.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay.
Actually, it's evil and good for some reason.
It is evil and good.
Yeah, I don't know
but
why. It's the weirdest
y'all,
thing.
because it's the first spell, I'm so sorry. You see like a moonlight wash over her and it just kind of glows around her. That's it.
I mean,
beautiful.
that's pretty.
It's cute.
Since
Move
we're,
on.
Well, and I will say after that, since we're in a place of danger, and Yursa is nature, and most of this nature is overgrown and rough looking, he is going to place a hand on her shoulder and cast Warding Bond.
Your sat is going to. Let me just keep adding.
Turn
Everyone
around.
do a thing. I have like hearing Gak say that. She's gonna like find the nearest plant, which shouldn't be hard. And she's gonna like bend down and she's gonna cast Speak with Plants. And she's gonna say, "Excuse me, I'm very sorry to bother you. But we are very confused as to what is happening here, or what did happen. Can you tell me where we are and what happened?"
Leave this place.
Oh. But why?
You do not belong here.
It's telling us to leave and that we don't belong here.
As Yursa is talking to this plant, Basil, your senses kind of, your spidey sense kind of goes off as you feel many spirits in this room.
Are any of them more forthcoming with reaching out to me, or?
Do you want to actively try to reach out to one of the spirits?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. No roll needed. As you kind of look around, you do see one of the spirits. None of you see these spirits, only Basil can. As you look over, you see one kind of duck behind one of the columns. It kind of looks towards you with just one eye being able to be shown.
Hello. I'm Basil.
You see it kind of slowly pans away from the column, and you see a sallow face. It looks like it is stuck in this perpetual screaming motion, its hair kind of flowing in the wind. Its mouth does not move as you see it, but you hear.
You should not be here. You are in danger.
Why are you like this? What happened?
Our Lord, Elorian. We do not know what happened to us only. But all of us died in an instant.
I'm so sorry.
Please, leave this place, or you will become one of us.
Spirit kind of.
John. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I was gonna be like, is there anything I can do to like help them feel, or like, I don't know, go into the afterlife?
You could tell pretty quickly that whatever has a hold on this place is the reason why they cannot go to the afterlife.
Gotcha.
So we got Clovers telling us no. We got spirits telling us no. Is there in this room? Is it just like a long? Because we're in like this castle thing. Are we seeing like any way to progress further? Because like.
Yeah. With Gak's 30 perception, 40 perception. This is a long hallway that has many staircases that go up different floors and different rooms and that are along this bottom floor. But Gak, very, very, very far into the distance, all the way at the end, there are two sections to go through. Large archways. You see these large archways. They both look to go the exact same place. Just for decoration, these archways were made to kind of fork into one road, you can see. And very, very far down, you can see a very slight light.
Well, there's something ominous down there. So if we need to go see something, there's some light going down that way if we think that's a good idea.
Gak, as you say that, you do notice and watch, and all of you kind of see this. One plant in front of you, Gak, at your feet, kind of blooms this yellow flower. And then about 10 feet in front of you, another one blooms purple. And then red, another 10 feet. And then yellow, this pattern of beautiful flowers leading towards the archways.
Are the colors in a pattern?
No, it just looks like they are... It looks random. It looks... I mean, you guys are a pretty intelligent and wise bunch. It definitely looks like something is trying to lure you in that direction. You guys are level 13. You can definitely kind of tell. Yeah, that's not natural. This definitely is trying to lead us somewhere.
Basil also would have reiterated or relayed what the spirit told her. Just didn't feel like we needed to RP that.
So Enid will say, so do we want to go see what that thing is? It's clearly dangerous, but maybe it is hiding the vestige.
Are the flowers going through both archways?
Just one. It seems that whatever way the party is favoring right now, like say you guys are walking slightly left, the flowers bloom in that direction. You do notice if you start walking a little bit right, they kind of wilt away and then bloom into the right direction.
What if we split?
They bloom in both.
Gotcha.
I think we should keep going. There's something here that I think we just need to see for ourselves. I'm very confused.
I could send a chip forward. If anything
Yeah.
happens to Chip, he'll just come back.
That's a good idea. I mean, he's a frog, so maybe nobody will notice that he doesn't quite belong here.
Yeah. Okay, Chip. You're gonna go. Just be careful. Go that way. I'm gonna look through you.
Robert. Cool. And then Gak will like from behind Rian doesn't even. Gak just like grabs both of his shoulders.
Hold steady, Rian. I'm about to be blind.
All right, you got it.
And then Gak will go into Chip vision.
Okay. As you go into Chip vision, all of you kind of standing still. Basil, I would like you to make a religion check.
Okay.
I would like Yrsa to make one as well. Make one with advantage, Basil. Yrsa, yours is normal.
Okay.
Religion. 21.
Okay, 26, 21. So as Chip jumps and kind of leaps forward, disappears, and you can see through his eyes right now, Gak, as he kind of walks across the moss and vines on the floor, kind of jumps up on the wall and starts climbing through the archway. And you can see as he gets through the archway, it gets darker and darker. Just a pinpoint of light goes down this long, long, long hallway as he continues to go and continues to climb. You can see that Chip looks down and the flowers are following him. They're staying a little bit ahead as they are also leading Chip. And you see that Chip has to get down from the walls as there are thorns kind of poking out from the marble and stone, as eventually Chip gets to a large chamber. The walls are covered in thorns and moss and vines. And Chip sees the light that is shining down from the roof into the central, but it only lights up a section of this chamber, of this massive chamber. But as we're looking, Basil, as you were kind of looking around again for spirits, there's this wave of almost divinity in a way that hits you, but etherealness as you kind of look over and you see this almost memory of these spirits. You see two individuals. You can't tell who or what they are. Just they are almost figureless humanoid individuals running in a direction as these cracks start to coalesce on the ground towards them, and you see it is shining this bright purple as the cracks are chasing them through this area. Yrsa, you slightly see it as well as this wave of divine energy hits you, but you look to the side and you see others running, and you see this crack get towards these people, and this almost like a vine erupts from the ground that looks like a hand that grabs onto their back and just pulls this source of energy out, this soul-like energy, as these individuals scream and collapse on the floor. And the two of you look around, this connection almost, and see hundreds of people running, each one dying, their souls being consumed by whatever this is. And Gak, as you look through Chip's eyes, the very far corner, it is hard for Chip to make out exactly. There's a throne in this large circular room, and a large, massive, gargantuan tree that encapsulates the throne and extends towards the ceiling and covers most of the ceiling except for this circle of light that is shining through. Unnatural light, as you know, the sky above is nothing. And just very faintly, you see in the center of the tree this movement, this slight twitch. And then you see through Chip's eyes these bright yellowish purple irises look directly at Chip. And then they disappear.
They disappear and Chip's just still there.
Mm-hmm.
Gak has been relaying all of this to the group out loud as he's been seeing it. Is there anywhere that I can see through Chip of there, like, being a place to continue?
It seems as though the hallway leads to this throne room. It doesn't seem like there are any other sections to move through.
And John, like, Yrsa doesn't remember any, like, reading about any place like this, or, like, does it feel like we're in the Feywild or anything like that? Or just... Those two questions, I realize.
No, the Feywild has a very distinct energy about it. This does not feel Fey.
Okay.
I will say one thing you do notice is that a lot of the nature around, again, is this near death.
Mm-hmm.
But it is being kept alive by something. Something with great power is feeding and nurturing these plants to not wilt and die.
Got to be the cloak. Okay.
And Yrsa and Basil, you kind of snap out of this vision of memories and echoes you see around the chamber.
Basil also would have repeated what she saw. For the second time.
Do you call Chip back?
I think I want to investigate with Chip. So I want, like, he wants to go over to where the eyes were, and like just kind of look around, look behind where the throne is, just look around to see if he can see anything.
So you're getting close to the throne.
Yeah.
Okay.
And while this is happening, Gak's like, "Do you think this is a good idea?"
I'm not quite sure what's a good idea in here anymore.
Chip will be fine. I'm not worried about him.
As Chip continues further and further, this chamber is a large circle. Columns on either side have been destroyed and busted and ruined on the ground. Thorns stick out of every single side of every wall in here, and there's that giant tree as Chip gets closer and closer and closer. Make a perception check for Chip.
Okay, and would I don't have any Chip stats. Would that be my perception through his eyes, or?
No, it would be a frog stat block, which is, I have it here, perception +1.
Cool.
As you look through Chip's eyes, you hear, it sounds like the creaking of wood. And these vines moving. Chip looks around. You lose sight of Chip.
Oh. Okay. That's what I was thinking would probably happen.
What happened?
Something that was too fast for Chip to see got him, so we need to be careful if we do go in there.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
But he comes back.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know for a really long time, but it was a little bit into our adventuring. I found out that he just comes
That's
here.
right. Good.
So that's good. That's why I wasn't worried about him. And he told me he wasn't scared,
for
so
sure.
that's good.
I mean, it has to be the cloak that's keeping everything alive here.
Yrsa,
Yes.
you hear a voice, and only you hear it.
I've waited so long to meet you. Please, join me.
Okay, well, we've been given an invitation, I suppose. Kind of looks around. Somebody said that they are very happy to see me and asked to come inside. So I guess we have to go inside?
I don't know if we have to.
Yeah. We'll go with you. Like, let's figure this out.
Meet you specifically, or you as in you all?
I'm not sure exactly. I don't know who this is.
But only spoke to Yrsa, so I'm assuming they're referring to her.
Yeah, that's true. Either way, it's not a great thing to hear.
No. Kind of looks around one more time, but I guess she'll start going towards where Chip went.
Be careful by the throne.
Okay.
We're all following, right?
Yeah.
Please. Yes.
But if
Yeah,
Yrsa's
yeah.
leading, Gak's making sure.
She will gladly steer very far away from the throne. We go inside, John.
Let's go.
Carefully.
Gak's gonna cast Mage Armor.
You are muted, sir.
Well, that sucks. As you walk down the hallway, you start to see the room that Chip saw. The light shining from the top into the center, darkness around. You can see the thorns kind of covering all of the sides of the circular throne room, and the giant, twisted, gargantuan tree that solidifies itself around the stone throne that leads up to the ceiling. As you have not entered the throne room yet, Yrsa, you hear it again.
I mean you no harm. But I would like to speak with you alone. I've waited so long.
Does Yrsa believe that this voice doesn't want to do her harm?
Make an insight check.
Man, rough.
It's very hard to tell with a discombobulated spirit voice talking to you in your head. You see this in front of you as you have not stepped in yet. You cannot really see this much detail. Everything is very, very dark. Here, actually, I can change it.
I guess in her head she would say, I don't know if it works this way, but she would say, "Who are you? With all due respect, I don't know who you are or where we are, and I don't know how safe it is to enter space without my friends."
I apologize, my lady. My name is Thalorian, and I am one of your most devoted followers. I have waited for your presence so long, Wild Mother.
Huh? That's crazy. Do I know that name? Does Ursa know that name?
You know it is one of the names of the goddess of nature, Melora.
Well, yeah, but like the name
Oh,
that she
Thalorian.
gave.
Thalorian.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you... does Ursa specifically know it? No. Is there a potential that anybody else in the party might know it? Rare, but maybe? If
Okay.
it's spoken out loud.
Well, Ursa will definitely say everything that was just spoken in her head out loud to everybody.
Do I know who this is?
Do I know who this is?
Anyone with proficiency in history may make this check.
Nope.
Not really. Not as much as Rachel would have.
Definitely not for me.
Gak read a book about this.
Does Gideon have any history? Brian?
Sorry.
Does Gideon have history proficiency?
He does.
He can roll.
Dirty 20.
The name Thalorian, you've read in passing books about the Calamity. Thalorian was not a lord of the Elven Kingdom, but grew to be one. The brief knowledge you would know about Thalorian is that during the Calamity, he devoted himself to Melora. He was one of the most devoted druids to the goddess of nature. Someone call him a zealot. He was not chosen as champion. And after the Calamity,
Awkward.
was very, very angry that this was a choice. It's not confirmed, never has been confirmed, because shortly after, no one heard from Thalorian and his palace again. But it is rumored that he may have stolen the vestige from the champion chosen from Melora and started to call himself the champion.
Oh, lovely.
I feel like Ursa should not go in alone if he thinks she's the wild mother.
Yeah,
No.
Gideon would whisper all of that to Ursa.
Oh.
Ursa, you hear?
I have waited so long. Please.
Okay, Ursa, like, whispering back. I feel like it's a really bad idea to tell him that I am not Melora. But I also feel like it might be a good idea to pretend that I am. But I don't know. How do we... This is very frightening.
Go ahead, Rachel.
I was just gonna be like, you're not going in there by yourself.
I agree.
He sounds pretty awful. We should probably just kill him because he's pretty terrible to your goddess.
TBH.
Maybe he's changed over time.
Like Oberyn?
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm
whoa,
sorry.
whoa, damn.
Wait, rewind that. Rewind that.
No, but it was so juicy. It was so good.
His biggest fan, but damn.
Sorry,
No,
Kayla.
no, it's okay. It was just our Mean Girls fanfic coming to life. It's okay.
Gideon, make another history check.
I love you so much.
I love you.
Okay.
18.
Now I want a comic of the three of them, Ina being like, we should just kill him, and you're just being like, what if he's changed? Like, over it.
I will
Like, you dumb bitch.
Gideon, as you are still kind of thinking on this, as you guys have recently researched the vestiges of Divergence and their possible whereabouts, this story, I mean, the story of Thalorian killing the champion and taking the vestige. In the books you read, there are notations that say that he was the champion of Melora, and you know that is not true from what you've read. He grew a following. That following lived here in his palace. It is rumored that at one point he started to go mad because Melora never talked to him. And in order to talk to her, attempted to reach godhood.
Yeah, Yrsa, I mean, I don't want to talk you out of anything, but I really don't think he's gotten over it.
Okay. That is fair. I have learned this lesson a very hard way already. So maybe...
I recall, yeah.
Maybe we just say, hey, that's not me. I am not Melora. I am Yrsa, and I have come to collect the vestige cloak. May I have it, please? Have a good day.
Okay. You up for some notes on that?
Yes, I'm very open to notes. I had
So
notes too.
he
okay.
straight up murdered the last champion and has been holding this vestige hostage ever since. So if you come saying that actually you're the new champion,
well,
I suspect he won't take that well.
I think there's one way to solve
I had notes too.
And Rian's gonna draw his sword.
No.
Wait, no, Yrsa. Here's what you should do. This is crazy, right? But what you should do is you should be like, yeah, I'm motherfucking Melora, and I'm here to fucking kill you, and then we go in and fight him.
Yrsa's
All of
face
you
is
hear,
mortified.
all of you hear the sound. All of you hear the sound behind you as you watch as thorns and vines start to close up the entrances behind you.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we're definitely going in there to kill him. I'm sorry, Yrsa. What do you want to do? We can always do killing him plan B. What would you like to do?
I don't know.
All of you hear down the hall into that room in the darkness.
Wild Mother, please.
But I feel like I should respond because it didn't end well the last time Melora didn't respond.
That is a valid point. You know what?
Rian,
vines
vines start to slightly move and are almost like licking the edge of your blade.
Okay, Yrsa in her head is going to say, I will come to you, but my friends have to come with me.
Tell him we have separation anxiety.
I get very anxious when I am alone.
I don't think he's gonna care about that. I'm gonna be real honest.
It is also for my safety.
You
She'll say
have
that first.
nothing to worry about. I would never harm you. I will allow your friend to accompany you.
Okay, he's going to allow us all to go inside.
That's really nice of him.
Nice.
Yursa, just to put like a ground rule out here, we're probably going to be hurting some plants.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to let you know, so it's not like, oh yeah, like you could prepare yourself for it.
Thank you, Gag.
They're like evil plants, though, probably.
Yeah, they're not good plants.
No. There's a lot of corruption happening. I understand. It is okay. Takes a deep breath and then she'll go for it.
I'm following you, Melora. All hail.
What is the marching order?
All hail.
Yursa will go first.
Yeah, Rian would be walking right next to her, shoulder to shoulder.
Basil would probably stick somewhere in the middle.
I'll say Gak will be behind Rian.
Enid and Gideon in the back, then?
Sure thing.
Let's do it.
So let's just.
Wait. Rian doesn't have dark vision, does he?
He does. Yeah.
Oh.
From one of the runes from the Rune Knight features.
Does anyone not have dark vision? Guess what, Gak? Where do you want the light cantrip put on for you?
Hey, yo!
On top of Gak's head.
Ooh. Right on his noggin.
Like
There you
the anime shine from anybody who's bald.
It's Mr. Clean.
Am I
A little
missing
bit of
anyone?
moonlight coming off of Gak's head.
Is this the marching order? Is this what we said?
Yes.
Looks truthful
I
to
think
me.
Enid's in the back with Gideon.
Yeah.
I think it's 2-2-2 is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So you step in. As you step in, the chamber door behind you closes up. All of you who have dark vision can see the massive tree in front. And you will. Mhm. The chamber is large. I don't know how far light goes. It's like 60 feet, right? Or is it 30?
Say what? Sorry.
How far is the bright light for
It's 20
the light?
feet. It's just
Okay.
a cantrip.
It does not illuminate the tree if you guys stand in the center. But it does slightly illuminate the stairs going up to the throne. You can see the throne, but you don't see anybody sitting on it. As you kind of look up, and those who have dark vision see movement. And you see a humanoid enwrapped and encapsulated inside of the tree itself. You see that the bark and vines and roots wrap around his body. His arms and feet and legs are free, but it wraps around his chest. You see long, long white hair, deep gray, sallow skin, the roots covering up the neck and around the face, outlining this almost skeletal structure. and Gak, you see those yellow, purple eyes look down towards the party. You see this individual. He looks slowly towards Yrsa and says,
I have waited so long to finally meet and talk to you. Wild Mother.
Well, hello. It is so wonderful to finally meet you. Lisa kind of like glances to the rest of the party because I guess she's just gonna play into it for now.
Basil gives like a slight thumbs up.
Oh, go ahead.
I have good deception, so is there, whenever you want backup, let me know and I'll back you up so maybe I can assist with a roll or something.
Okay.
He looks towards you, Yrsa, and you see the roots kind of pull him forward a little bit, slightly into the light, kind of bringing him down. He is a part of the tree, and the tree is moving him around.
I apologize for my transgression. I am your most devoted follower. Why did you never speak to me?
That's a stick. Sorry, that's Kayla. Sometimes the veil between realms is... It makes communication very difficult. And especially during a time when there was such a great war and so many lives were being lost. It was a very complex situation, and I am very, very sorry. And that's why I'm here. I've come to apologize for my absence.
Then
How does
why
that land? Oh shit, go ahead.
didn't you make me your champion? I gave my life, my teachings, everything that I did was for you. Yet you chose another, and I still can't help but think, why? Why them over me?
And he slowly comes a little bit closer, and you can see as the tree is kind of moving him down, you see he wears a cloak. And the cloak is of multicolored leaves that pan down past his feet. You can see that the cloak itself is slightly wilted.
In that moment, the timing was just not right. You were not ready to take on such a great responsibility yet. But I can see now that you have progressed. However, I think it's important that we have a very crucial conversation in the direction of that progression. I mean, look around. What about this is bringing life and nourishing the land? Things here are... well, you are trapping them in between. There's no cycle. you've stopped that.
Everyone else, as Yrsa's talking to Thalorian, can see the vines and plant life slowly growing towards the party. It's about 40 feet from everybody. It's not reaching your feet at all, but you can see that the walls are slightly moving and the vines are moving slowly through the cracks of the rubble and the pavers around here. Thalorian looks to Yrsa, and Yrsa, I would like you to make a deception check.
Would you like me to add anything to back you up?
Oh, yes.
You would have to say something or
I'm
do
gonna,
something.
I'm coming. I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm cooking.
All right.
I'm cooking. This might not have been a good route to go down to pretend. You're just bad at acting.
Can we all hear Thalorian, or is he still only talking to you?
No,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
talking out
that's
loud.
okay.
He's talking out loud.
Okay. I think then Enid would speak up, maybe even stepping forward so she's not so distant away from everybody, but she will say, Sahanin have been gone for years since the calamity, and her silence has shook at all clerics. There was no gifts from her at all, but we practiced and remained strong in our faith so that when she did speak to us, we could be worthy of those gifts. I understand how silence can shake you. So now that we're here, we can do what's right.
Enid, as you did start talking, you see his slow movements. He immediately snaps towards you in this very aggressive, like, who are you to talk kind of way. But with what you said, you see his movements slow down and he looks towards Yrsa again. Yrsa, make a deception check with advantage.
Yay, thank you.
Yeah.
That was a really good add-on, Felicity. I just wanted to say
Thank
that.
you. Thank you so much. Oh, I thought that was gonna be a 20.
I did too.
16.
Yeah, yours is not a liar, okay? It's hard.
It's okay.
A truther.
Thalorian looks towards Enid again and looks back towards Yrsa.
I understand the god reach in the prime material. Broken and cut off after the gate was raised. This much I do know. I do not fault you. I am still angry. Sad. Everything I ever did was for you. I upheld nature's will and bend the seasons for you. Everything I taught was your teaching.
Well, if that was true, this place wouldn't look like this, now would it? Oh, that was a
When you
little
say-
sassy, fuck.
Wait, but could you ask him to list Melora's tenants?
Yrsa, as you said that, you
Boy.
see him like a child being scalded. Scalded? Scolded? Scolded.
Scolded.
Just slightly puts his head down and looks away.
I know that what I did was wrong. I just wanted to be closer. I thought that if I could reach godhood, we could be equal. We could fix nature together. 'Together. 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 '
There's nothing about this nature that needs to be fixed, other than the fact that you've stunted it in its cycle. If you wanted to be close, all you had to do was step outside, lay in the grass, and just speak. Just because I don't respond doesn't mean I'm not listening.
Why are you here now?
Because there's another very great and terrible war that is coming. And because I need my cloak in order to take on the terror that is coming.
Free me, and I will help you destroy this terror. Make me your champion. I will fight by your side.
I think what you need now is to rest. You've been tormented for so long that I think it's best that you are to rest and to recover and know what it's like to be in the sunlight again. You are down here where it is dark and desolate.
I wish I could rest. I do not have that ability.
Well, I could help you.
No, you do not understand. I am not of the living. I do not need rest. I do not need food. What I have done made me a monster.
What did you do?
You see his eyes start to, and the eyelids start to move as if he would cry, but there's nothing.
I dabbled in the unnatural, attempting to be like you. I tapped into magics that should never be messed or dabbled in. It cost the life of everyone in my palace and bound me here to this tree.
And as he's saying that, he's slightly just moving further down. He's about 15 feet from you now, Yrsa.
I see. I am sorry for everything. But if you wanted to be like me, then you have to learn to forgive yourself. And you have to let that part of you go now.
You're right.
You're just gonna get a little closer to him.
As you do, his eyes meet yours. Make a deception check, Yrsa.
Okay. What should I say to help? Do you want help? I can help. Let me think.
I don't know if there's anything that can be
I don't-
I don't
said.
know.
I think he's just looking at her.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Doesn't she look a lot like Melora today, guys? Yeah.
Sure.
Very earthy, my queen.
Very earthy.
Oh no.
I told you she's a truther.
He looks you in your eyes, Yrsa, and you see his brows furl, and he says,
I do have a question. You said
Okay.
you need your cloak. Why
Yes.
does a god need a toy.
Like I said, there's a great horror coming, and there's a great evil that is causing mass amounts of destruction.
Yersa, as you're saying these words and you continue speaking, you see his eyes drift off towards Rian, wearing gold armor with the son of Palor on the front. You see his eyes dodge back to Basil, wearing a crown of raven feathers. His eyes do not meet Gideon's, as Gideon's are hidden.
Yes, I was about to say, he does not look at me.
He looks back to you, Yersa. You see the eyes grow cold.
You're a liar.
He starts to slowly drift back.
Guys, I'm gonna do something crazy, okay?
Well, what's funny is Gak was just turning his head to look at Rian.
Yep. And Rian is gonna go, "You would dare speak to the gods in this way?
Oh.
We take our mortal forms and descend down upon this plane to save it from an evil that would seek to consume it. And you stand before your goddess and act in this way. It is shameful. You are lucky this is not my domain, boy. For if it was, I would burn you to a crisp. You will give that cloak to your goddess now, or shame will be struck upon you from now until the end of this time."
Gak is just nodding.
Okay.
I want to do something to add to this.
I'm
I
going
don't
to
know
say
if I-
because of how upfront Rian is with this, Rian, make a deception check.
I got advantage. Because of my rune. That's not because I'm assuming.
Oh, I was like, okay.
I just, for some of the runes. All right, here we go. It's not a high modifier. +4. 21.
Whether this works or not, that was pretty fucking cool, though.
It was.
That is not the direction I thought you were going, so I was
Me
shook.
either.
I thought you were gonna get slicey with it.
I love just Gak just like, yeah, boy. Like, just nodding like his hype man as Rhea just said all that.
Gak turned to Rian because he's gonna be like, "So are we killing?"
And
when
then-
that happened, and Gak's just like,
I figured one Hail Mary before we start blasting, you know?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Gideon does have space eyes, if that helps with this whole Corellian deception thing.
Hell yeah.
I was gonna try and do another light, like moonlight bullshit, like behind Enid or
Oh,
whatever.
you know what? Just for a little bit of extra stank, when I do that, I will activate the plate armor Sunlight's Embrace, so the armor just starts to glow
Oh, I love that.
at the end of what I say.
Okay. You see that Thalorian is definitely taken aback by what you say, and as the armor emanates the light, he moves back closer to the tree. And you see his head kind of tilt down.
I did not know I was in the presence. Prime deity. I apologize.
You are forgiven, my child. Hand over the cloak.
Does Rian do that little...
I like to think he only did that because his eyes were averted, and Rian's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now.
You were gonna do something, Enid?
I was gonna add. I don't want to. I don't want it to. Is he okay? I won't add my thing. Does he seem like he's still considering whether he should hand over the cloak or not?
There is consideration to it. You do see, as Rien says that, he
I do wonder why all of you have come here to see me. I'm grateful for your company, Wild Mother. But for Paylor, Raven Queen, has the divine gate broken?
No, but it will be closed. Yes.
Your
There
goddess?
is... Go ahead, go.
Your goddess has explained to you multiple times why we are here. I, as one of the main orchestrators of the Divine Gate, would like to emphasize that this is dire. You have been wishing for your goddess to be here. When she has the opportunity, she is here. And all your doubt is showing not just her, but all of us that you may not be ready for this vestige. You have time to prove your worth, but it's not yet. Please. This will be a step in the right direction. If you want to help your goddess now, pass it over.
Enid, make a deception check.
Guidance?
I appreciate the guidance.
Are you casting guidance? I
Well,
will say guidance is not a
Ooh. Don't
haha,
cast
give it to you.
guidance.
It's a touch someone, cast a spell kind of thing.
Yeah, no, don't worry about that. I got
Okay.
a 22. I wish a 5 is not awesome, but
You got a 5. You got a 22.
this is the thing. I cook with
Yeah,
deception. So yes, 22.
You hear the creaking of the wood again as pulls forward. His feet touch the ground, and you see the mantle fall to the ground behind him. You do notice that the mantle is enwrapped around him with vines and roots attached to his body. He looks towards you, Yrsa.
This is what I can do. Take your defense.
And you see around his chest where his heart would be, the vines move to a single crystal in his chest. His chest is inviting you to kill him and take the mantle.
Okay, can you, what did he say just then one more time? I'm sorry, John, you were a little quiet.
He said, if this is what I can do to gain your favor,
Oh, this
then
is sad.
take it.
God, and of course yours is a little bitch about shit like this. Okay. John.
Mm-hmm.
He's technically undead, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be straight up. He's a lich.
I called it. That's not great, huh?
The crystal looks like his phylactery.
Okay. Okay. Well, yours is gonna walk up to him if he allows this.
He does.
Okay.
You are Melora.
And she's gonna put her hands on his face first. And she's going to say, "Thank you for all the good that you have done. And all of the devotion that you've given, but I think somewhere along the road, your devotion became confused. I think you became confused and lost, and what you perceived as love was something very dark, twisted. And sometimes these things happen, and when we go into these dark and twisted places, we do very terrible things that we don't mean. And I hope that you can learn from this and that you are sorry for your actions. And I hope that you know what you've done is wrong. Because to love Melora is to love life. And to love the cycle of life. To be embraced by it and know that you walk in her light every single day. Do you understand?
Yes.
And maybe there is hope for you on the other side.
I only hope that you can forgive me.
I do. But you need to forgive yourself. That is more important. Yours is gonna give him a little kiss on the forehead. And then, she's gonna take that crystal and break it.
Okay. As you do, shattering of the crystal, there is a small sigh from Thalorian as the crystal breaks. The body drops onto the ground, and you watch as soon as this happens, the vines and roots from this tree immediately let go, and the body drops to the floor, and the vines go back into the tree, and you watch as all of the corruption around starts to fade away. It starts to you see the corruption around start to fade away. The darkness fades away. The vines shortening in length. The thorns in the walls start to back away. The sunlight around getting brighter and brighter. You watch as the vegetation in all of the area around starts to get greener and livelier, healthy. The body of Thalorian falls to dust. And as the cloak, the Wild Heart, drops to the ground, you see color start to emanate back into it. You see the greens and yellows and oranges and blues of the four seasons vibrant again in this artifact, in this vestige. And you watch as, still overgrown from time, the palace of Thalorian, the Lich Druid, turns into something beautiful. And Basil, as you watch, you look around and you see the spirits that were here. You see all of them, dozens, have been staring into this chamber from behind. And as this happens, you see their figureless humanoid shapes turn into elves. Men, women, and children. You can see their faces as they smile. You just hear,
Thank you.
as they turn around and start walking and start disappearing. It's true, Rian. As you grab the cloak, Yrsa, you pick it up and you feel the divine energy and you place it on. You have obtained your next vestige of divergence. The Cloak of the Wild Heart. It has 6 abilities. Nature's Embrace.
Oh, wait, her headset died. Can we wait till she gets it back?
Oh, yep.
Because I'm like, it's cool that we hear it, but I feel like it'd be cooler if.
No. Yeah, she
I
needs to hear it for
disagree.
sure.
Well, while she's gone,
Let's go get the bow.
All right.
I was gonna say while we're all standing there, Gak goes,
Which god did you think that he thought I was?
I feel like that was really cool and dramatic, and my headset died.
Thor.
What part did you, what was the last part you heard?
Her putting the cloak on.
Okay, yeah. So, as you put the cloak on, it has 6 abilities. Nature's Embrace. The mantle grants you +2 to bonus to AC and saving throws and your wisdom score while worn.
Wow.
Wild Shape Mastery. Your available wild shapes per day increase by 2.
Whoa.
Vine Strike. Once per short rest, you can use an action to conjure thorny vines that lash out at enemies within 30 feet. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw, DC equal to yours, or take 4d8 piercing damage and become restrained for 1 minute. A restrained creature can make a strength check against your spell save DC at the end of their turns, ending its effect. Nature's Light. You can cast the Moonbeam spell without expending a spell slot.
Yeah. That's my favorite.
Seasonal Shift. As an action, you may spend a charge, it has 4 charges, to invoke the power of the mantle to change the environment within 60 feet radius of you to reflect the season for 10 minutes. Only one season can be active at a time. If a season is already active, you may activate this ability again to change the season. You gain all charges back at a long rest. Spring. Allies within the area regain 2d8 hit points at the start of each of their turns. Summer. Enemies within the area take 2d8 fire damage at the start of each of their turns. Autumn. Allies within the area gain advantage on saving throws. Winter. Enemies within the area have disadvantage on attack rolls and dexterity saving throws. And the last ability, Winds of Change. Once per day, as an action, you create a 30-foot radius of swirling leaves, wind, and natural energy centered on you. All allies within the radius are instantly moved to any location of your choice within the aura. This movement does not provoke opportunity attacks.
What?
You may add the Cloak of the Wild Heart to your inventory. And as all of you stand in this palace of the Lich Druid, Thalorian, circumventing combat, you look at the nature around, and then you watch as it starts to crumble. All of you rush towards the gate. The creator of the demiplane gone. You place the things within the basin as the floor starts to cave in underneath you. You jump through the portal back into the evergreen forest to the gate. And as you jump through, you watch the runes crack one at a time on the gate. The structure stays, but the gate's power and magic dead. You've gained your 4th vestige. 2 more on your list. The Heart of Ioun. Can't remember the other one. The Band of Twilight. Band of Twilight. Oh yeah, and Storm Thrower the bow.
Gotta get down.
As all of you kind of look at each other, look at Yrsa with the vestige, you look at Rian with his, Basil with hers, and Gideon with his. There's a sense of hope on the horizon. These very powerful artifacts made by the gods, the party is slowly obtaining to push the edge of the next combat encounter with Demogorgon in their favor. You look to one another and plan your next area of attack and the next place you're going to head to. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Hey, yo!
Thank you for joining us for the Tales of Evrand. Joe, take us out.
Yeah, thanks so much for watching, everybody. We will see you on Friday for the Isles of Iverion. Next Tuesday for Sherzies for the Salamander Coast. I don't care if it's just me on Tuesday. We'll do a solo adventure. All right, we got one. So they're gonna be.
I'll fill in. I'll play Sunni.
All right, thank you. And of course,
I'll fill in.
Oh yeah, Nick, who are you gonna fill in for?
You can be Ajax. I want to see that.
Okay.
Okay.
So Salamander Coast on Tuesday, and of course Tales of Evrand next Wednesday. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.